place. In the Atlantic, Komo. You, as a Delta Green agent, will find that your friends come across a strange ship buried in an iceberg. And
Ooh.
as they explore it, it turns out there's something strange afoot as you find signs of conflict and strife. And unless you take decisive action, you may not leave it alive.
Uh-oh. Now, when we're talking Delta Green, does this mean it's the actual Delta Green, or is it like more classy 1950s kind of thing?
No. This is like modern age.
Okay.
You probably have a smartphone and everything. Like this is.
Nice.
I mean, look at this yacht, man. See the picture of the
That's.
yacht? It's cool
I
yacht.
know. Yeah. The yacht seems modern. That's why I'm asking, just to clarify. Also, I don't have a phone. I don't know how phones work.
I guess you can pick between. I guess technically you can pick between 8 different characters, but there are 6 main characters that are intended to be like
Hmm.
the player characters.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with Kel Cocaine again. They
No,
seem nice.
no, Argus. You can see this other. Oh, here we go.
Oh, the Derelict.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do you see all the characters? Ellen Gray, Eric Houston.
Hmm. Yes.
Let me run you through them real fast so you can decide a bit better. Jason Kernicki is the owner of the boat. He's a stockbroker, but he's fallen onto bad times, so he's decided to sell his boat to some English person. That's why it's going over the Atlantic. You, or him, well, everyone on the boat, is primarily there as a final big cruise, you know. A rather affluent man, to say the least. He is avaricious and self-centered, aka he's very angry that he has to give up his boat. His treasured
I'm sure.
possession, a golden Rolex watch. Losers are never winners, which is hilarious as an idea. Next up, we have Isaac Klein, architect. Your stereotypical guy. Honestly, I just love it. He's cautious, calm under pressure. Preppy clothing, light brown hair. He takes stock before rushing it. Very cautious person. Siren, Laurie Washington, musician slash singer. She has artcraft singer rap, which is hilarious to me. She's a risk taker, extroverted, tall, attractive. An incredible person to be around, truly. Next, we have Janice White, celebrity athlete. I think that tells you everything you need to know. Loud and brash, very confident. She's got that, Carrick from last night. She's got that kind of energy, you know?
Hmm.
Then we have Eric Huston, social network mogul. Controlling, laughs at his own joke, pockmarked skin, lanky. The kind of person who got into power and control and is very frightened that he will lose it.
So you're saying that you can play as the Zuckerberg, so you
Pretty
can play as
much.
lizard, so you can play as a lizard in this. Okay.
Finally, we have Ellen Gray, the celebrity actress. Cocky, wisecracking, beneath a clean-cut appearance, has a raunchy and wicked personality. Which of these characters sounds good to you? Then I'll give you some additional information as to how you know these people.
Well, you know what? I think I'm gonna go with Isaac Klein today.
Isaac Klein, gonna go with Mr. Architect.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. There are a few more things before we can truly get started. At first, I need to give you this. This is your relationship to all the other characters.
Let's take a peek. Okay, got it.
Okay, cool. Now, there's a few more things we need to do with Isaac Klein before we can actually get going.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, I'm going to unlock it. You can do the following things. You can spread 30 skill points among your skills as you like. So you can increase a total of 30% overall skills. These are just these are included in the modules. Like, hey, listen, the characters can customize themselves a little bit. So spread those points however you like. Just tell me what work you're doing so that I know if I need to tell you of anything special.
Well, what is this? Mechanical repair. I think I could go with that, or operate heavy machinery, because we're in a big boat and everything. So I'm gonna put, I'm gonna put 10 points into operate heavy. Beep. Excuse me, it's gonna be 50 now. I'm gonna put 10 points into persuade also. Oh, come on. Dang it. Typing is the hardness.
And 10% into?
10%, 10%, 10%. Well, it would be good to put some points into diving because we are going over the ocean, so it makes sense that I would at least get some.
Increase to 11 then.
Yes, some sense of swimming.
Next up, we have your additional training from Delta Green. As you are a fine top-level agent, you gain 7 times 10 skill points. So you gain another 70%, but you have to spend them in chunks of 10. You can select the same skills multiple times if you wish. These are
Mhm.
these are training you should put forth the skills you think you as a Delta Queen agent will need.
Mhm. Okay, let's see. Well, I assume Delta Green Ages would actually get some training in firearms, so I've been thinking of just putting like 30 points into the handgun.
Excellent. Now, making your handgun 50,
Mhm.
because this is a specialist skill, your
Mhm.
shotgun also increases to 35.
Oh,
But
that's
actually,
neat.
all of your firearm skills that aren't 50 or above get an extra 10. That's how that works.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Well, in that case,
So if for some reason you need to use a bow, you're better with it than base.
yeah, that's kind of neat. Would that be fighting and brawl also, or
That also works for fighting and brawl, yes. If you were to
okay?
increase
So
one
it's
to
gonna be
50.
if I would increase one to 50. You know what? Let's put. So I used 30 points there. Let's put 20 points here, so it's gonna be 55, and so the throw is gonna be 50.
Excellent.
Okay, so that's 30 plus 20, and I have 20 more left. Let's see. Hmm. Yeah, let's put the remaining 20 points into medicine, perhaps. Or maybe first aid. First aid would be more useful, I think. So it's
First
going to
aid is
be.
useful for patching someone up, yes.
Yes, there we go.
Excellent. And now the final step. Delta Green doesn't hire average people. They have the fine selection of fine people who know what they're doing. This is to say, you can increase those 8 stats in the top right. You basically get 3 sets of 10 points. So you can increase one by 30. You can't go higher than 90 though.
Well, education of 80 is already pretty good. Power is usually very useful because it helps with sanity.
Allow me to explain to you what everything does. Increasing
Hmm.
your strength, size, or dexterity might change your movement speed.
Hmm.
Increasing your strength or size may alter your build damage bonus on melee attacks.
Hmm.
Increasing your con or size increases your hit point by 1 per increase of 10.
Hmm.
Increasing your dex also gives you extra dodge because your base dodge skill is determined by that.
Hmm.
Increasing your inter-education gives you an extra 20 skill points per increase of 10. And
Hmm.
finally, increasing your POW increases your starting sanity by 10.
Hmm. Well, I'm going to put 10 points into power, 10 points into dex, 10 points into education for an extra skill. And I'm going to dump everything into dodge also.
So your dodge goes up to 27.
Yeah, so power is 70.
You
Hold on.
become more sane.
Come on, there. 70. Dexterity is now 60. Oop. Education is 90. There. And those 10 extra points go into dodge. Beep. There we go.
Ooh, that's nice. All right. So you are a more than competent individual.
Mhm.
Now we're ready to go.
Yeah.
As mentioned, your good friend Jason Kernicki, who really looks like Leon Kennedy in a certain light. I don't know. It's probably the jacket that does it. He's similar facial structure, don't you think?
Yeah, the bomber jacket.
Really makes him look like Leon Kennedy.
I think he looks a little bit more like Chris Redfield.
I can see it. I can see it. What's going on? Okay, here we go. Good old Jason, fallen on bad times, made a few bad deals. Maybe he bet too much on Facebook in the early days. He's lost his big budget. Maybe he held on when meta became a thing, and goes quick, goes quick. As a result, he's had to sell his boat. But before he's actually getting rid of his boat, he's like, you know what? How about we have one last lovely go on this beautiful boat? He still has two more individuals on board. That being Jason Calhoun, who is a first mate. As you can imagine, his job is just to help you be comfortable and everything. And finally, there is the captain. No, the captain's mate is Jorgen Hansen. The captain himself is John Calhoun. Excuse me, I forgot to mention that he is the captain.
A side note: there's also 2 instances of me for some reason on the ship.
I have no idea why there's 2 instances of you. That's terrifying.
There's one in galley, and there's another one on the main deck.
That might mean that we're down 1 person, but I don't know it is. Oh yeah, that's the. I must have gotten mixed up when I was putting down the tokens.
Hmm.
You've been on the water for a while now. You've been taking your own slow and steady pace at this. Or well, the boat has been, because you're enjoying the weather. Together,
Hmm.
shooting skeet, enjoying the fine meals that they're mostly fine because you're on a yacht, and a yacht really flourishes up a nice bowl of pasta, as they say. The weather has been fantastic, nice and relaxing. And now, well, what are you doing? How have you been spending your last few days? There's been all kinds of activities. You've gone out on that jet ski, gone fishing on the dinghy, enjoyed a few good pot shots with the skeet shooting. In fact, they're doing it right now. That's why those people are up front. Upstairs are good old Ellen Gray and Janice, and they're just having a fun talk while watching the little clay pigeons go whoop, and then they go pew.
Yes. Question: we all know that we're going to investigate that ship, or is it more of we come across it accidentally?
You come across it accidentally. In fact, you know that all of your friends are not Delta Green operatives.
Okay. Well, in that particular case, how did I end up here then?
Well, you have a life outside of Delta Green, presumably.
Oh, so okay, fair enough. Okay, so I like that premise. In that case, probably shooting the skeets also,
Hell,
because
maybe
it's fun.
maybe you're on a vacation after a hard job. You're allowed to decide for yourself what exactly you're doing here.
It's like Captain Picard goes on vacation, gets into some fucking adventure every time.
Captain Picard got. The Federation would like to know why every one of your vacations has, days after it has started, turned into official mission business.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you just sit
My
back and
my my
relax?
my favorite like not conspiracy theory, but like headcanon about Star Trek is that all this weird shit only happens to Enterprise. Like literally every other ship in Starfleet is just boring. You're patrolling, you're documenting some worms on some planet. It's all fine, and
Everyone's
then
just having a good time.
yeah, and then it's like Captain Kirk was abducted by aliens that move faster, that lived like at a speed that is faster than humanity, and then he got banged against his own will by some alien chick, and everybody's like, "Oh, he's making shit up again." It's
The
like
actual
seriously,
show is just everything he's made up over the years.
yeah, exactly. Everybody keeps saying that, Captain Kirk is a horn dog and blah blah blah, but he is flirty in a sense because he's from the 1950s, so he's being like overtly horny all the time. But like the only time he actually has sex is when he actually gets, well, raped, which is sad.
Terrifying, terrifying.
I know. There
So
was
what?
that one time where he fell in love, and then the person died, and then Spock like comes over to him, like strokes his hair, and is like forget, because he's like a psychic and he make him forget.
So what are
That
you?
was like super sweet. Yeah.
So what are you, my good friend Isaac Klein, doing right now? As the boat is around Greenland, between Greenland and Iceland. You're
Oh,
up high
like
north because you wanted to see some ice float by because it's cool. These things are big.
I assume it's roughly international water, so we can shoot some skeets. That's fun.
It is international waters. Excellent.
And plus, I can also determine how good is everybody else with guns.
Let's take a look. See. Okay. Well, you can gauge their rifle and shotgun skills, and that's easy enough to tell.
Hmm.
You can tell that Lori, aka Siren, isn't all that good with it.
Hmm.
However, Jason Gernicke and Eric Houston, they definitely use it better than the average person. They're not. In fact, you're pretty sure that Eric is better than you, and
Hmm.
Jason too. Like they got like a 40-45 each. If it gets
Nice.
down to it, you want to give them the shotgun,
Okay.
provided they don't panic. They're not
Yes.
as calm and collected as you most of the time. Not if only because you are very well familiar with the fact that there he goes again. One of the pigeons flies and soars through the air, and as
E.
Eric like misses, he goes quickly tries to pop a few more out, and as he
Mhm.
keeps missing, he curses the gun and starts inspecting it as if it somehow makes it better.
Well, you know what they say: the bad excuse me, the bad dancer always blames his balls. It's like a euphemism over here.
Eric gives one of his typical, very stiff laughs.
Hmm.
You know that he one of those ha 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 laughs, which is mostly because his actual laugh is terrible. It's
Hmm.
one of those laughs where because he became big and important, he had classes for that and everything. So
Uh,
laughs in this very stiff way, which is he does live up to the Zuckerberg appeal of it's just a robot pretending to be human. How incredible!
well, I mean, it's a lizard, yes.
You get a pat on the back from Siren too. She's like, yeah, yeah, yeah he is right, Jason.
Mm.
It's very cute that you're blaming the gun, but maybe you should lead your shots a little bit instead of being so arrogant. The speed of sound
Yeah.
is always obeyed.
Speed of sound. Well, I mean, it depends on how fast they're going. They could be going faster than the speed of sound, actually.
Siren swirls her drink and mm.
Have a drink too, actually, which is neat. It's some iced tea.
Presumably. The whole
Yes.
ship is full of drinks, from alcohols to iced teas.
Yeah.
Jason, since you're such a smart mouth, why don't you give it a go? And he pushes the gun into your arms.
All right. Okay. What would I need to roll?
Rifle shotgun, of course.
Okay. Did I just click on the? Wait, hold on. What do I even click on?
Right.
Just on the icon.
Ju-
Yeah.
let me lock the skills for you again. Okay, now you can just click on rifle shotgun and it opens up the little window.
Nice. Okay. Click. Regular. Bam.
Oh, that's a crit!
I know, right? It's great.
So nice and early on.
Oh.
You watch it.
I-
Oh. Oh, that reminds me. Would you like to roll 3d6 and multiply it by 5? That's your luck score for this session. Because one ounce you always roll luck before.
3 to 6.
Times
16
5.
times 5. That's going to be
80, right?
80. Yes.
You're lucky. I mean, to be fair, he just landed 3. Like a couple of clay pigeons go out, and that's frustration. Jason like moves over to the machine, and tries to catch you off guard by launching a few extra. But you just ping, ping, ping. You show him up. Oh.
Yes.
He crosses his arms and gets all fussy about it.
Look, I hit the rifle range at lunch.
Good old Eric gives you a slap on the back.
Mm-mm.
I guess you really showed him a tickle too about how to do it. Well,
I'll hand the gun back.
I think we're running low on pigeons, so maybe we should keep it easy and see if perhaps the British waters are a bit more polite to your luck. Jason.
Don't forget to hide all knives.
Hide all knives?
Yeah, because Britain doesn't like knives. You're not allowed to possess knives. There's like a massive campaign. It's like, I've been living knife-free for 3 years. I can't cut up my bread, but I feel so safe.
I cut my bread with a spoon.
Exactly, yes. Hold on.
Oh, officer, this isn't a knife. This is a spoon with a sharpened handle.
That's it. That's it, sir. Do you have a license for that knife spoon? Here you go. Look at this nonsense.
Knife free since 2017. Oh god, look at these. Britain, maybe instead of parading against knives, you should solve your societal problems, but that's something the Tories don't want to do.
No. See, solving society problems is racist.
You are robbing these people of their cultural experiences of having no money at all.
Yeah, no, it's not even that. It's just like the moment you start digging, who's doing all this crime? Specific groups of people, but you can't focus on specific groups of people because it's race. And so they keep coming out with silly excuses. It's like, oh shit, we're going to take away all the knives, except the people still carry knives and still get attacked by knives. It's dumb.
Still better than guns. Because
I mean,
anyone
yeah.
can use a gun.
Have you heard what happened in Ukraine with the guns?
What happened to the guns?
Basically, they drove like 2 trucks of guns and handed out like 10,000 rifles. You know what happened?
No.
People started shooting each other immediately because they don't have like gun culture. They banded together in groups, and they said, "Shit, we have guns now. Now we can exert control over our people without guns," and started fucking shooting everybody. It's so fucking.
This is worse than the time I heard that an ambush plan was a U-shaped circle, so they started shooting the guys on the other side.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean, semicircles are fucking badass.
But you gotta make sure that no one's on the other side of your rifle. That's on your side, at least.
Yes. So they basically handed shit to people who are like fucking not proficient with them. There we go. I found the semicircles.
Oh,
there.
Gotta be careful. Prepare what? Okay, cool. No fucking escape. Blue lasers.
Yes.
Who doesn't know how awesome?
What's that? So fucking neo-German space assholes are coming to shoot up your shit. Well, don't worry, motherfucker, because you only got one cure for what ails you.
What ails
Get
you?
like a million guys in spaceships, form a semicircle with all your mans. Important, shoot the other guys. That's actually something that happens in the show, and then the other side uses it also, and it's amazing.
God dang it! I like us like no fucking escape.
Last one. Because I like this exchange so much.
Let's have a look. Balin, did you have a girlfriend? Oh, the army is my girl. He looks at the end.
He's so disappointed.
Oh, listen, that probably sounded cooler in his head. Ah. Eventually, as
Yes.
you're having a lovely little day, you move your activities up to the top deck,
Hmm.
sitting around having a good time. These are comfy chairs. Mm-mm-mm.
It's all
Eventually,
open, basically.
the
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 top.
top the sun deck is indeed meant for sunning, so it's open.
Mm.
There's also the communications array that sticks out. That big fancy thing. I like
Yeah.
this boat a lot because man, does it really feel like a fancy ship? You got like the whole dining
I
room.
I like this boat because it's actually pretty fucking well designed. Because look at this, like look at the bedrooms and like stuff. Look at how comfy it is.
Hmm.
And admittedly, some people have to share the same toilet, but like it's like
That's
look,
that's the crew. That's for the crew. So
yeah, yeah. But like still, look at how comfy all of it is.
yeah,
It's very well made. I like that.
yeah. I've been watching or at least been occasionally as I sit downstairs, been scouting in on what's that show called again? Below Deck, Mediterranean, and everything. Really shows you how those boats are put together. Oof.
I
But
really like it. If people have been traveling in boats for like hundreds of years, so of course we have super duper fancy boats that are very well designed. This is the kind of like logic that I want to apply to spaceships too.
fancy interiors. Gotcha.
Yes.
Yes. All right. What's up? Before javelin, Chan penetrates both of them. What the hell, Deppy?
What? Where did they post it?
Tyler friends.
Hello, friends. Let's see. That's silly.
They become famous then now on Reddit as a meme.
That's fucking funny.
Oh,
Oh, he made it because he got posted online on a server.
all right. All right. At some point, however,
Yes.
as the cold waters float by, something undesirable happens. You are
Oh.
confronted with a large iceberg off in the distance.
Hmm.
To be specific, your
We're
captain eventually calls out, and you notice that the ship starts to drift towards it, as in,
like
like
is
he's
it?
steering towards it.
Ah, I see. Fair enough. Well, it's mighty unusual to have an iceberg that close to like Mediterranean.
Not in the
Or
Mediterranean.
the northern.
You're
Okay.
in the
Oh,
Atlantic.
Greenland and Iceland. Okay, fair enough. That makes sense. But which time of year is it?
Probably like winter, springish. It's cold.
Oh, in that case, yeah, that makes sense.
Um, well, you seem to be okay with this. Jason gets up and starts yelling about why they're suddenly veering off course. He's got a buyer that needs his boat.
I mean, probably curious to give us excuse me, the captain probably wants to give us a scenic view or something.
The captain points. Yeah, you're. There's actually a section on the derelict map which points out exactly where it is. So yeah, it'll make sense when you see it. Um, but the captain, good old Calhoun, if I recall correctly,
Hmm.
waves his hand. So a thing I really like is that a guy called Seskorkowski did like a video on this. These guys didn't exist. Were like very primitive in the original mods, and I think it's hilarious that they followed this advice and gave them names. It's great. Ah, the future.
I
Where
like
things
it.
change. Um, Calhoun is like, we can't leave this boat behind. I'm afraid that we must intervene. And Jason starts yelling about this.
Do you have a picture?
Unfortunately, I got something I could show you without spoiling too
Hmm.
much.
Okay, if you can use
Because what you
the
see
clipping
in the
tool.
distance is this incredible ship.
That's stuck in an iceberg,
It's
essentially.
stuck on an iceberg.
On? Ooh.
It's what most people call a reefer. That stands for refrigerated. It's a refrigerated
Hmm.
cargo ship.
Hmm.
I imagine that
It's
there are a
actually
variety of details that you can glean from it, but the person who's driving is the one who knows what to say about it. I
okay.
can't
Fair
exactly
enough.
turn down a reefer. I mean, they seem quite stuck, and the convention and everything.
Huh. I'm gonna look up on my phone
Hmm.
the name of the ship because usually these are around for like decades, and you can probably tell when it was commissioned and everything. Like, is it a 100-year-old ship or like is it new or something?
So one thing you will also pick up as you are doing this is the
Hmm.
conversation between Jason and the captain. during which you will find out that apparently there's something called the Geneva Convention on the High Seas, signed in 1958 or something. Blah 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 blah. Basically, if you are on sail and you are not in any immediate danger from doing so, you have to help someone else who looks like they're in danger.
Okay, that makes sense.
To give you the specific, it includes Article 898, the duty to render assistance. Requires the ship and its crew, if able, without risking serious endangerment to the ship, crew, or passengers, to render assistance to any person found at sea in danger of being lost. Proceed with all speed to the rescue of persons in distress, if informed of their need of assistance, insofar as such action may be reasonably expected, after collision, to render assistance to another ship, its crew, and its passengers. Now, not doing so would also put you at legal liability. Because America and a lot of other countries have signed this.
Yeah. That makes sense.
In case you're wondering, by the way, you're going from Boston to Liverpool, so...
Okay, yeah, that's across the Atlantic. Fair enough.
This immense briefer. Okay, you look it up. Cool.
Yes.
In that case, I'm going to need a roll from you.
Yes.
You don't have a computer skill, which makes this a little... How about library use?
Library use? Sure, absolutely.
That makes sense.
What?
Holy fucking shit, you roll a perfect one. All right, in that case, you know what you're doing. You've looked up a lot of things over the years. I'm just going to give you the maps, or access to the maps, in that case, as you basically find the blueprints of this vessel. Let me give you the basics.
Layout and all that stuff, right?
The Greenland Tropic, which is, I'm pretty sure that's Dutch. Greenland Tropic is basically what its name translates to. Is 40 years old, equipped with 3 cargo cranes. It is a refrigerated vessel. It appears to, over the last few years, primarily have been busy transporting meat, fish, vegetables, and dairy products. In between, it's operated by a firm called Simmons and Calvert. It's been refitted as of recently. Yeah, there's nothing about the ship that immediately strikes you as particularly suspicious, as in the vessel itself is haunted or anything, or has been involved in any particular accidents, but... Oh, shit. That's not what I meant to do. I want to edit these. Can you access these buttons here?
To surface structure to hold... Well, yeah, I can click on the little letters there. Also, here. I wanted to check if it's an actual ship, and here's the picture without the spoiler.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Just in case. Save it in case you run it again later.
Gotcha. Let's pin it for later. We'll take care of that later. Oh, I can't pin more because we're too pinny. It's fine. We don't post much directly anyway. So, all right, yes, the Greenland Tropic. Yeah, it appears to be entirely stuck. The captain takes a moment to operate the radio and doesn't seem to get any reply from it either.
Well, technically, since they don't request help, we don't necessarily need to.
After a collision, to render assistance to the other ship, its crew, and its passengers.
Yeah, but there is a line if explicitly asked or something of the sort. I think.
Actually, so the articles are render assistance to someone who's in danger of being lost, of becoming lost, and to render help to anyone who is in distress, if informed of the need of assistance. But after a collision, you have to intervene unless you are told not to.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, dang.
The fact that their communications array isn't working should also be normally people at least answer with an okay clear or with a no, don't come.
Yeah.
There's nothing, which is terrifying because someone is usually on the radio.
What's the crew in this thing, based on the list? Those are usually around about 50 people tops.
I don't know how much crew it has exactly, but it doesn't.
There is a massive transport ship adrift in sea right now, and I think it was 28 people crew.
Yeah, it doesn't have all that many people on it, but let's see, crew quarters, lounge. Yeah, I can't immediately find how much crew it has, but it probably has a few dozen or so. Not too much.
All right, fair enough. Well,
a sizable portion of those are probably just individuals who keep help with the cargo and everything and keeping this thing operational.
Yeah, just workers. Okay, well, let's drift to the side of this for a little bit and then see maybe somebody comes aboard. Excuse me, it comes on the deck so we can see them.
As this conversation goes on between the two of them, eventually something else is dropped, which is called the salvage rights of the vessel. And this is the part where Jason is like, "Oh, that sounds good." Because you were dealing with a, do you happen to have law as a skill? Are you particularly good with law?
Law? No, I don't believe I am. The worst. Oh wait, no, I am actually pretty good at it. 50.
Give it a go.
All right. What?
The law of salvage provides that a person recovering another person's ship after peril or loss at sea is entitled to a reward commensurate with the value of the property so saved. The
Huh.
law of fines,
Well,
fines may be applied if the wreck has been abandoned, as in no efforts have been made to recover it. Thus, the owner may
mhm.
be considered to have relinquished the title voluntarily. Which this is a big ship worth a lot of money. Like Jason's like, ooh, we should give it at least a look.
Yeah, probably. I mean, would you? How did you call it? Reefer? It's like, would you trade your, uh, what's it called, luxury yacht for a luxury reefer? Imagine the kind of parties you can hold in a cargo hold.
Mm-hmm. Even if, where the law of fines does not apply, even if they can't find that the owner has made no effort to recover the ship, he's still
Mhm.
entitled to rewards. He's just like, hey, we're on a vacation. No, little excitement. See what happens to the ship. It's probably nothing too bad. Maybe they just got caught out with their engine out.
Maybe. Well, I mean, it's kind of just beached, so the engine might still work. It's just that it cannot really do anything. What happened probably is they were passing through the northern routes, like on the way to Murmansk or something, right,
Mm-hmm.
from Canada, and well, probably the iceberg kind of like fell off and kind of flipped, and so it kind of scooped them up.
Possible, yes.
Yeah.
Here is actually a map that you managed to recover, which
Hmm.
tells you approximately where the vessel was going.
Okay, that's neat. So it was going to Reykjavik, and then
No,
it
no,
would
it was
go.
going to Sukkertoppen. The dash line is its
It
planet
was
line.
the other way around. So the last stop was in Reykjavik. So when was that? Usually you can see like there's like radar stuff for planes and like for ships also. You can kind of keep track of that. Since I rolled a one, can I determine when it got beached like this, or at least
Um,
roughly when it left
I can give you
Reykjavik?
one specific bit of information. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. You find where is it? Bergen, Norway. They departed from Bergen on 13th.
Hmm.
It doesn't make any particular notice of Reykjavik. Since we're like April-ish, or let's say it's been a while, it's kind of unusual that the vessel is here right now.
Hmm. Strange. But today is what is it started on 13th, and today is
Um, let's just say it's somewhere like the February 18th, 19th.
so it's been like a month, or it's been like a week.
It's been a few weeks, yes. It's been some time.
Okay,
Again,
fair enough.
unusual
Well,
the ship would be here of all places. It's been adrift.
yeah. Well, it makes sense that maybe everybody just left. Are like based on the picture, I assume those little boats are not there anymore, right? That they carry on the sides for like evacuation and stuff for
As you
emergencies.
get closer, because the ship has been
Uh-huh.
moving along the way. Um, well, since you have the ship hull on standby, it probably makes like a note of where the evacuation vessel, because you have the blueprints, so you would know what the vessel is supposed to look like. The vessel is supposed to have two lifeboats. You can. It takes a bit before you get the right angle. One of the lifeboats is still on. The other one has deployed.
So probably the one that's actually at the water, and the other one is on the other side because it's just ice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that makes sense. Well, I suppose we could have the captain follow the ship at a reasonable distance, so whatever ice happens, because
Unfor-
we're moving into the warmer water.
Unfortunately, Siren is like, wait, why are we going? We can't. She points towards the vessel and points something out
Hmm.
that no one has been bothered to really pay attention to it at this point. How are we going to get on that ship? We don't exactly have jetpacks or grappling hooks, and the gangplank is all the way up.
Well, there are ropes and the chains. Oh, I suppose so. We could probably tie our dinghy to those ropes that used to hold the lifeboat. Hmm.
I mean, if you really
Um,
wanted to, yes, you could probably climb her way back up. All
yeah,
right.
probably.
How about we get ourselves to the tropic map?
Hmm.
Go to the bulk,
Yep.
which would be the superstructure map.
Yeah.
Join me, my good sir.
I only see the Delilah specifically. I cannot switch.
Okay. Oh, wait. Let me. Actually, I forgot I can just do this. Boom. I can add these to your navigation bar.
Beep. I'm there.
No, no, the other one.
The other one? Okay.
Bulk. There you go.
No tokens with vision.
Oh, excuse me, Isaac. I was expecting to use the bottom buttons for this, but alrighty,
Hmm.
tidy.
It'll probably be further to the back.
Let me just. Okay. Oh, there's a limited sight range. I don't know why I did that. That's
Mm-hmm.
completely meaningless. Again, you have the blueprints. You know where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, you're supposed to find this.
Does any one of us actually have like climb?
Sight range is a limited token vision. Can I turn that off? Restricted to. Anyone have like climb? Let's take a look. See. Does anyone here know how to climb up a thing? Ellen has 40.
We have some professional athletes here, so.
Oh yeah. Janice has 50. She could probably do that reliably.
Mm-hmm.
Jason has
Because
40. Yeah.
if we look over here, right, where the live boat is and everything, there are those ropes that go down. They could probably climb on the ropes and then descend this little like plank ladder
I
for us.
just noticed that this picture is technically incorrect. The other lifeboat's the one that's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well,
It would be like a little mirror.
we'll just assume that's a minor
Mm-hmm.
inconsistency issues. They're fine. All right. I mean, it's still quite a climb, and it's still. All right. You're gonna just let someone go on their own inside there? I guess it's all fine. They just have to.
Well, I mean, if they're going to be descending the ladder, then that's probably okay. We haven't seen anyone else on the deck so far.
All right. In that case, you watch as Janice
Mm-hmm.
is gonna give it the old college go. Oh, no, I don't want to roll her credit rating. That's irrelevant right now. Roll. L. What a
He's a
lucky
professional. Day. Yes.
Janice.
Don't worry. Once we get to actual shit going down, we're probably going to be rolling fucking hundreds.
Your little boat gets nice up and snug, and you watch Janice vanish up the thing. Despite it being very slippery, she manages to climb onto the structure. It's rather impressive. It's like a monkey. Very impressive. She vanishes off to the back of the superstructure where you pointed out there were ladders and stairways going down. I presume you communicated that at least. No reason to hold that back.
It's like a little crane that just goes basically on the side down.
Yeah. I mean, I'm talking about the stair she will use to go back down again, because the crane is located on the 4th level and everything. So she makes her way back down. Eventually, you hear like a brief gasp coming from up above, and then a moment later, a ka-chunk as the entire gangplank goes into the water.
Okay, nice. I assume we're going to be somewhere over here then.
Good, Isaac. You've made it.
Yes.
Jason comes along with you. Although, once he has seen this boat, it's eerie, quiet. The fact that it's iced over, he takes the shotgun with him.
Yeah, good, because there might be wild animals here. Yeah.
Eric Houston. Well, wild animals, not what he's worried about. He's worried about people who have gone mad. Vessel like this, condition like this, I might be a little bit worried or a little bit out of it. Janice will also accompany you since she's a big tough lady. All right. So where are we going, Captain Jason? Isaac's here's got the map. How about you tell us where to go, Isaac? And he gives you a good old slap, soldier.
Well, let's see. Where would the radio be?
Comms array is located at the top. Bridge is located at the top, so probably near the... Let's see. Blueprint. It appears to be that it is room 27, located at the top of the superstructure. So you would have to shift to the other map.
Okay, I assume there are some ladders going on the side of this building, so we could go up there. So I would say, I'm going to look at my phone, I'm going to say, there, the radios would be there.
If you want to, you can approach it all the way from the exterior, or you can use the interior. Which one do you pick? It's very chilly on the ship because of the ice and everything, so...
I'd rather go on the exterior. I don't want to, get lost in the dark.
Do you want to take any additional equipment with you, or are you just going in unarmed without anything?
Well, like I said, we have the gun. That's one thing. We have the flashlights, I assume, in the phones also. I assume there's some equipment over here, like, lifesavers and stuff, and maybe rope and stuff. Obviously, clothing would be good. Let's see what else we would need to take. Well, nothing much aside from the weapon.
I mean, as a Delta Green agent, you would also have a special emergency package bag,
Oh, that would make sense. We could also take the first aid kit or something of the sort if somebody
There's probably
needs help.
just a first aid kit on board, and there's probably more on the superstructure too.
Yeah, and additionally, maybe something with sugar in it, just in case. Like maybe people have been starving here. It's like, hey, have some Snickers. You're not yourself when you're hungry.
Snickers can save a man's life.
Exactly. See, chicken soup, Sprite, and aspirin can heal anything.
You make your way up onto the deck of the superstructure, onto the deck of the ship. The first thing you notice, outside of the fact that it's completely iced over, Can you roll me spot hidden?
Yes, absolutely. Let's see. Click and click. What the fuck?
There is something very unusual going on around here.
Yeah?
As someone who has had engagements with the unusual before, you notice these particular details. You notice drag and claw marks in the ground, like small ditches that have been dug by heavy objects being pulled through them, like, say, a person. Um, Another thing that you notice are dried, frozen blood splatters in places.
I think, like, I think there's something wrong with the tens dice because it keeps rolling 0 even though it rolled a 4, so it would be
Go,
48
if you
in
want
the
to, you
last
can
one.
roll again. I assure you, it works fine. Otherwise, there's a
Oh,
bug in the
well,
latest version that's also possible.
see, there is a bug because it rolls a 0. I'll just keep rolling a 1d10. See, it's supposed to be 84. I think there might be a bug, see?
How quaint. I don't. This is a very strange bug.
Yeah, let's assume that the first rolls
Oh no!
will
Oh! No, that's double zero. That doesn't count.
yeah.
Yeah, there's just something funky going on. How weird.
I mean, I don't mind good rolls, but yeah, it's a little silly.
All right, next time, just we'll sort it out.
I'll just roll separately. I'll just roll a 1d100.
Actually, I got an interesting question about this. What if I roll with 2 penalty dice? Yeah, it's all rolling all zeros. I wonder if it's the dice so nice or what? Because something has to be causing a conflict there. Huh. Well, all right. Combat numbers. Maybe it is dice so nice dice tray. Can I roll D100 and it works fine? Yeah, these still work.
Yeah,
okay.
it does.
Well, just roll a D100 and see how it works.
Okay. So let me roll D100 for spotting.
Excellent.
1d100. Damn it. Okay, fair enough. It's still critical success. Okay.
As I mentioned, you notice drag marks, signs of frozen drops of blood as you make your way. Well, you're going interior or exterior?
Exterior right now. Yes.
Then once you get to the back, you notice like frozen drops of blood on the ground. Thanks to your spot hidden, you even notice. Okay, so you were good with medicine, right? Or first aid?
My first aid is 50. Yes.
All right. In that case, well, it's medicine that you need to figure this out. First aid is more like bandaging someone up. Medicine is actually like medical analysis.
Okay. So it's 50. Let's roll one.
You also notice something else, which
25.
Is that enough?
Yes, it's my first aid is 50. That's like 25.
Oh, excuse me. I forgot to set your vision properly. There you go. Okay. Well, in that case, you make your way to the back, and you make your way up, and you see all these small things around you. You see scratch marks, like maybe there's been a fight. Then you see a drag mark. You wonder, perhaps someone's been knocked unconscious. And then you notice something that you know something is very much up. Because what you see, covered under some snow, off in a corner, is a severed hand. And even from here, you can tell that's been bitten off. Not cut. Like it has the raw signs of like teeth breaking and tearing it off. Your danger senses are beginning to tingle. Do you tell your friends about this, or are you going to keep it on the down low? It's possible there's no real risk anymore. After all, things that eat people and bite their hands off tend to go away when the people are gone.
Maybe. I'm going to ask everybody to just wait outside for a second.
They all wait outside the superstructure, and you make your way up to the radio, to the bridge.
I'll take the gun.
All right. In that case, let me hand you the pump action shotgun. Jason is a little reluctant to give it up. So can you give me a persuade check to see if you can even convince him to do it? He's like, no. Why should I give you this gun? You're the one who wants to run off on your own.
Where I'm going to run off. Wow, no, that's terrible.
He shakes his head at you. He's like, listen, if anything goes wrong, just give it a yell. I'll be in there right away.
Okay, you come with me then.
Fine.
Also, I could say, I'm pretty good with those sheets. I rolled one supposedly.
Let me see if I can find room 26, 27 for you.
Now, from my history of knowing this guy, is he squeamish?
Let's see what he is. He is. He's the kind of person who tries to puff himself up a lot. You're not sure if he is courageous or if he just likes to pretend that he is.
Okay, well, in that case, the hand is in this room, right?
No, the hand was like you saw it in a corner of the superstructure down below. It was hidden away so that most people wouldn't even notice it, but you,
Oh,
with your eagle eyes, picked up on it.
okay, fair enough. Well, I was about to like lift it up and say, "Hey, do you need a hand?"
Don't forget that these people are a little more sensitive to that and would probably start freaking out. Like
I
they
I
make
understand.
sanity checks. You're probably fine.
I understand. No, I'm just saying. Like, okay, so I'm just gonna say it's probably polar bears or something. But I noticed like a severed hand down there at the bottom, and I'm not entirely sure how the rest of them would react.
So you say that to them?
No, not to them, to the guy with the shotgun who's coming with me.
Jesus.
What? I'm just gonna say, look, somebody might have been killed or injured by wild animals, or what looked like it. There's like claw marks and apparently like
Hey,
a
listen.
hand.
We needed like old Janice to climb all the way up there to get on. How the fuck does a polar bear get on a ship like this?
Well, I mean, if you were a polar bear and you were starving because your habitat is being destroyed by the evil humans mining Bitcoin, I think you would learn to climb stairs too.
Don't you? Didn't you mention this thing carries like fish? Maybe one of the freezers broke down and this fish smell started to get out of something.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's on an iceberg. I think that would take care of the refrigeration.
Whatever.
Oh well. Yeah, let's check the radio.
Well, first, as you enter the room, which takes a bit of
Hmm.
work, these are these big, these doors with these big wheel handles you have to turn to open
Yes.
them up. But storm safe.
Hmm.
The wheelhouse is a bright area, as you would imagine. It has that big front window that's really cool and shows you the whole ship.
Hmm.
From here, you notice that one of the cranes, their cables don't look like they're quite right. Maybe the thing is damaged or it's meant for heavier cargoes.
Hmm.
As you glean over, some other details you might notice about the thing. I think, yes, you notice that the second hold is open,
Hmm.
and the third crane, as in the one in the back, is the one that has like the odd cabling.
Hmm.
And there's not much else you can see from here. You're like way up, so any details are lost.
Right. So does it look like they were trying to load or offload something from or
It
into the ship?
the cranes do not look like they've been attempting to load or offload anything. They're like all battered down for travel, as it were.
Hmm. But on one of them, the cables are all messed up.
One of them, the cables are different than the other two, and the second hole, the middle one, is open.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, there's probably like a little gangwalk outside.
You see, eventually we'll probably see like Janice like walk in front of the window and
Mhm.
wave at you.
Yeah, I'll wave back. I'm gonna take a look at the radio for now.
Let's take a look. See, I need to keep track of one.
Now,
What
now
is?
I assume we would have some sort of a way to communicate with a boat out there.
Um,
You
you
know, we
have a
could use
phone
phones.
at best,
Yeah, makes sense.
because we'll get to that. But first, you take a look around here, and I need to tell
Hmm.
you what the room is like. Because other than the large window, it quickly becomes apparent that the wheelhouse has been seriously damaged. Controls and dials have been smashed. Levers are bent, twisted, or even pulled out of their mountings, and a great dents mar the metal housing, like the large tanks that on it. Even the captain's chair has been tossed into a corner. Papers and charts lie scattered all about. Instruments that are used to chart courses as well. The whole place is, Jesus, someone did not want the ship going anywhere anytime soon.
I mean, it's not going anywhere. It's marooned.
Yeah, that doesn't help either.
Mm.
However, you are well smart enough, and as is Jason, anyone can tell you, this damage is beyond what a normal person would be capable of doing. People can't pull levers out of sockets that are made out of solid steel.
Well, I know Kyle who punches drywall. He could probably.
Probably. But it would require extraordinary strength, and it isn't something you would do on a rash dime. It's something you do with determination and grit, and you gotta be real muscular to do so.
Mm.
Um, can you give me a bit of a sanity check? The situation's starting to weigh a little heavily on you. It's also starting to weigh on poor
Yes. Yes,
Jason, who
absolutely.
was already nervous because you told him about the hand. He's like,
See, it's rolling. It's rolling the tens die. Oh no, the tens dice rolled properly this time. It rolled a 1 and a 5.
You've
So it
got to
should
be
be
kidding me.
50.
Have we just been having the most extraordinary luck? Oh no, yeah. Oh, it's adding them together too. It's like
That's weird. All right, let me just roll a 1d1 already.
I love this. I love this glitch. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. It's like, how do you fuck up a
70.
die roll?
71, which is 1 point above my sanity.
All right, let's see what our good. Oh, poor Poor Jason. Jason loses. Whoa, he is freaking out. He like this so he clenches the gun a bit tighter as you watch his eyes bulge, and he peeks around the room and he shakes a bit. You can hear the audible click of like his finger pawing at the trigger.
I'm gonna try to. This is actually the point that I'm gonna make. It's like I know a guy who punches drywall. Hold on, I even have a picture. I'm gonna show him a picture on the phone because it's amusing. Here, it's probably this guy. It makes sense he would work on keep working on a transport ship.
Oh gosh, he actually suffers something called a bout of madness. I didn't know he would suffer that.
Oh shit.
You on the other hand lose only 1 point of sanity because you're used to these things. You've seen them before at least a few times. Again, you've been through Delta Green a few times.
Yes.
But so he is just like, holy shit, what happened here? You know, eyes bulging and everything. Let's see. I have never ever rolled for a bout of madness, so let's take a look-see at what might happen if someone freaks the fuck out and loses his absolute shit.
He shoots me at die. Like...
Possible. A 1d10. I rolled an 8. Oh, this is like a long-term bout of madness. I need the short-term bout of madness.
Amount of badness? A bout of madness.
He flees in panic. He drops his gun.
Uh-oh.
And he like runs outside, and the lady's like, "Are you all right?" And she like chases after him. You're alone now, and the gun's on the ground.
Okay, I'm gonna.
A little bit later, you'll get a phone call of like the guys downstairs of like, he's just down here. He'll be fine in a bit.
Okay, give him like a paper bag or something. Damn.
You probably pick up his weapon unless you plan to leave it on the ground.
Yeah. Like I said, I am going to pick it up. Somebody has to have it.
You have a 12 gauge shotgun in your inventory, fully loaded, ready to go. 5 shots.
Yes. Okay. Fair enough. Now I'm going to shine my phone around, flashlight basically around the room, and see if there's anything like lying around on the floor, aside from just the tools being smashed. Yes.
Taking a look around, there's some marks.
They probably charted the route, but it's probably all in computers now. But in case there is anything like on the paper, it would be nice.
So yeah, it's probably all on computers, and the computer screens are smashed. Most paper charting is usually done in case of an emergency.
Well, how modern are these computers? If the monitors are smashed, it doesn't necessarily mean that the computers themselves are smashed.
If you know how to use electrical equipment like that, you could probably hack into the system, yes? You have 60 electrical repair, actually, so you could probably sort something out.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to try and sort something out. Maybe find like a screen. Yep.
And after that, if you succeed, I'll let you ask me a question or two.
Okay, 59.
Excellent. You can ask me a question. What do you want to know about the ship that you could find out through its electrical systems?
What I want to know is its route.
The route is the one you already know. As mentioned, the computer has also logged several errors, namely that the ship has not moved significantly towards its target destination over the last few days. It has attempted to basically send back to the owner company or whoever funds this that the ship is tardy, but it can't seem to deliver that message.
Why? I'm gonna walk on the gangwalk and look up at the communication array.
As you look up at the communications array, you you don't know what it's supposed to look like, but that thing looks bent and broken in places that just doesn't look right. Someone has smashed it, which is impressive considering it's all the way up there.
Yeah. Did they hit something? Or did something hit them? Like, like when a car goes under a low bridge or something,
it's not like that. Someone has like intentionally like twisted the wires in all kinds of directions. This does not look like a single movement.
Man, this looks like sabotage or theft. Except that there's also monsters, maybe.
It'd be kind of strange because, the thing is transporting bulk goods. Stealing them would require stealing the whole ship.
Yeah. This doesn't really make sense.
Unless you're not too sure, but you have heard that some ships carry like Delta Green objectives with them.
Probably.
And there are opposing organizations. So for a moment, it flashes through your mind that maybe this might have been like a temporary green room transporting stuff.
Would I have like a contact on my phone that I can use to communicate? I assume I could call the handler
You probably have like an emergency telephone on you. Yes, you quickly
Okay.
you take out this. It's one of those telephones you could like a Nokia. You could drive over this with a steamroller and toss it in a volcano, and it comes out perfectly on the other end. And it has
Yes,
encryption so
exactly.
tight that it makes the Russian Chinese cyber forces go, "What the fuck is this alien shit?" You dial it up, and on the other
Yes.
side you hear, Isaac, I thought I told you to have a vacation and relax a little bit.
I am having a vacation, but I think the problems might have a very bad habit of finding me. And the first thing I'm going to say is I'm going to relay the coordinates of where we are,
Mm-hmm.
the name of the ship,
Mm-hmm.
and that it's stuck on an iceberg, and that there's some weird shit going on here, and potentially like claw marks and stuff.
Give me a moment. Give me a moment.
Yeah, I'm going to ask him if Delta Green was involved with this vessel in any capacity.
I think that the Greenland Tropic has indeed been used for some transport operations, but I don't think they've been transporting anything too recently.
Yeah, well, it's basically dead in the water. Communications are smashed,
That being said, I can't
and
find anything recent, so it's possible it's something above my classification.
probably, but and potentially at least one fatality.
This is not good news.
Mm.
How
What
about you?
should we do?
I think that the best operation would be to secure the vessel and make sure there's nothing dangerous on board, at the very least. Try to keep the civilians out of harm's way as best as you can.
Hmm.
We don't want anything to. I think the best idea might be to find, say, engineer log, captain's log. Try to find out if these. What is the vessel's current state, repair-wise?
Um, okay, communications are smashed. It
Mm-hmm.
is currently stuck on top
Yes,
of an
yes.
iceberg, so it cannot probably go anywhere. When we were circling around it, could we see the propellers and shit?
The propellers are
Were
fine.
those
The
detected?
big thing is that it appears to be that the iceberg has pierced the ship in one side. So if it were to go into water, it would probably float, but you wouldn't want to drive it into a storm or anything.
Okay, in that case, that's what I'm going to relay. Like the ship is damaged,
I,
the propeller and everything seem
Isaac,
to be fine.
Isaac, calm down.
Yes.
I want you to find the captain's log and everything. I want you to find out if this damage was before they crashed. If anyone saw anything, try to find the crew, secure them, and along the way try to think up a nice plausible story if people start seeing anything.
Okay, fair enough.
And
Well,
by the
I
way,
already told them there's probably polar bears.
and by the way, do
Yes.
be exceptionally careful. You are on your own on this one, and I don't think I can get anyone to you within, well, anything less than 24 hours. So if there is something there, Isaac, care is extremely important, as is, of course, as you should well know, the secrecy of our organization.
Of course.
Try to refrain from calling me unless it is extremely important. Do you require extraction or any immediate reinforcements, or do you think you can handle it for now?
For the time being, yes. I think whatever killed the crew member has either moved on or is like way deeper into the ship.
Excellent. Isaac,
Yes.
Godspeed.
Thank you. And I suppose we'll hang up.
Click. Beep,
Good thing.
beep.
Good thing I made sure I was alone for this.
Marvelous. Well,
Yes.
you have your objectives. You can't just
Yes.
drop it now. You can go to the radio room if you want to. It has a marked, it's like a little sticker
Mhm.
above it, of course.
Well, can I get anything else out of the computer aside from the route and everything?
What do you
Do
want
they
to
have
ask?
like?
You can ask questions, of course. Like you have to look
Well,
for it to find it.
has the captain kept any sort of log anywhere,
Um,
or the engineers, or any sort of information documentation on the?
you find, well, I don't think you'll find the captain's log
Mhm.
because you find a few messages that are like refer
Mhm.
to physical log. Like he keeps a paper log for some reason. It's one of
Right.
those guys.
Old fashioned.
Let's see. Would you find anything? You can find the cargo manifest, which is
Mhm.
not very interesting. It mentions pretty much the same haul as ever: beef, pork, fresh fruits, all kinds of apples and vegetables, fish and
Is
dairy.
is there anything that I can recognize in this log that might match the Delta Green lingo?
As you look through this, you
Hmm.
do. You find
You know,
this.
okay. This is a Derelict Tropic. Repeat. This is Derelict Tropic. We're under attack by no hostile force. Repeat. Whoever receives this message called Viridian and code Aquamarine. Do not approach the vessel without having to repeat. Do not engage without heavy weapons. Okay.
You know what that means. Code
Hmm.
Viridian is Delta Green speak for holy shit, Delta Green, shit's gone bad.
Hmm.
Viridian is a green color. Aquamarine indicates that it is some sort of waterborne enemy, or an enemy that is capable of swimming exceptionally well.
Hmm. That would explain why it's fucking beached, basically.
The Delta Green, yeah, it mentions at the top what's going on.
Mhm.
It is possible that the Delta Green operative that's supposedly on this boat has made this message. However, it's
Right.
stuck on the radio system, and the radio system isn't sending anything. So
Right. Yeah, like, is it in text or is it like audio?
It's a mixture probably. It's like a thing that would appear on like a little pager-esque screen, and it's something that repeats in an audio fashion, so you can actually hear the
Okay.
crew member.
Okay, fair enough. I assume they're panicked, or at
They
least they
don't
sound panicked.
sound very happy, no.
Mm.
Very,
I'm
very
gonna
like
call.
kind of screaming almost.
Okay, I'm gonna call the guy immediately, and I'm going to relay the information to him because I think if they're going to be sending anything, that's what they need to worry about.
I didn't think you would call back so quickly.
Yeah, and I'm gonna immediately drop that the ship was at. Excuse me. Let's see. Emergency radio. Well, the crew member was trying to send before the radio cut off the code Viridian and code Aquamarine,
That is extremely significant. Well, luckily, there
and they
happens to be an Delta Green operative intended for field operations handily on site, Isaac.
yes. Well, they've also excuse me. They've also warned not to approach the vessel without heavy armaments, and I am concerned for the civilians left on the boat.
If you did your things correctly, you should have your emergency kit with you, no?
Yes, I do have it. I took it.
Well then, how about you go to your little emergency kit, take out the body armor, and take
Mhm.
whatever weapons you happen to have taken with you. I don't know what you take with you, whatever you take, little SMGs or little shotguns with you, but arm
Mhm.
yourself up and stay ready. Again,
Okay.
you need to find out what the threat is before you leave. It is possible that whatever's on that ship, or is near that ship, or was on that ship at some point in the past, is capable of water travel, so you moving away will simply agitate it.
Yeah, I understand. No, like I know what I am supposed to do. Like I know the procedure, but I wanted to inform the guy because he didn't know, and if he would send somebody like
I must say,
unarmed,
Isaac,
that
I'm
would be a
very
problem.
glad to hear that you are more than capable. Although you have proven yourself before, do not take my caution as doubt.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to. I assume I'm wearing some kind of like a puffer jacket.
You probably dressed up a little bit, yes.
Yeah, I'm going to put the armor underneath it.
You have your bug out bag with you.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. You take out.
That's what I took.
So this is like non-insignificant armor.
Mhm.
This is like 5 points of armor. So please make note of that on your sheet. This is
Okay.
tough stuff. If you get hit, you can probably take a bullet or two.
I don't think I can edit it. I would mark it, but
Oh,
I cannot
oh.
right now.
Let me. There you go. 5 armor.
Yeah. Thank you.
Your puffy jacket will hide it somewhat, but if people look at you
Mhm.
too long or you move around too much, they'll probably notice. Well,
That's fair enough. If anything, I'm gonna say, oh, I'm undercover cop, sent by the owner of the company. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, whatever. I'll make up some bullshit.
in addition, I've decided to add your. Here we go.
Mhm.
A Glock with 15 bullets, 9mm automatic.
Mhm. I'm gonna hide it on my belt again under the armor.
You're well stocked and taken care of. You're big. This slightly tacky puffy jacket over it.
Mhm. That makes that makes sense. It's fine.
You're an architect, not a fashionista.
Exactly. I have. No, I don't know any architect puns.
Maybe you should
Anyway,
check the radio room.
yeah. I'm gonna go there, and then I'm also going to. I'm going to call the guy on the boat. I'm gonna say, just don't. We might be stuck here for a little bit
Hmm.
because we're investigating. Just like put some ropes to the ship, tie your boat to the ship, so you don't like burn fuel
Uh,
needlessly.
the person on the other side, let's say Siren picks up. Siren is like you
Cool.
if you want anyone to come up there to help you.
I think we're good for now.
Are you 100% sure?
I mean, if you are in the business of climbing, iced over stairs.
I'm more saying, Isaac, that you're not exactly the strongest guy around here. So if you come across a tough door, it might help to have Janice on standby.
Okay, fair enough. You can come over.
Janice will eventually come, but during which you
Mhm.
take a look at the radio room.
Yeah.
You presumably also like because you're outside, you probably like wave down at them to make sure that they
Mhm.
know where you are.
Yep.
Excellent. The radio room. You want it to be like a good mechanical guy. I'll tell you this much. Since you're smart,
Mhm.
you figure this out almost immediately. This is
Mhm.
different damage. The damage in the other room is like raw brute force pulling, mashing, twisting.
Mhm.
This is someone took a big, maybe an axe or a hammer, and just swung at the panel a few times because the
Fire
wires are
extra.
cut.
Mhm. Is there any possibility of restoring the wires?
You might be able to like repair some of it, but you don't think that without some special gear you could fix this. It would require replacement more than repair.
Okay, fair enough. I assume there would be some sort of like a toolbox anywhere in the vicinity. If not, well, I guess we'll find it later. Maybe.
Taking a look around, like just to make sure there's no repair kit,
Mhm.
you actually notice that there is an axe off in the corner, hidden under some of the metal debris.
Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna hand it over to Janice. Correct? Yes, Janice. It's like, hey, there. I think there might be like bears here because I've seen like some claw marks on the stairs and everything. So
You know,
maybe you
it's,
can whack it over the head.
hey, I know. Jason was yelling all about murder bears or whatever he called it. She takes the wood axe off of you.
Mhm.
Oh gosh, doesn't have any.
Why would a ship have a wood axe? It would probably just have a fire axe.
I have a bunch of like pre-made things, and we'll go with that.
Mm. Okay.
I need to find the base for axe use though, under skills, and then we can go on axe. Oh, it's probably under than just brawling, right? Anyway, she's happy to help you out. There we go. Brawling any axe is 15%. That's not great, but she has it so in case you need to cut something up.
Yep.
All right then, what are we doing? Because
Well,
she also kind of
let's
looks around. She wipes her brow.
yeah.
She was prepared for this, so she's a little easier on the uptake on this.
Mhm.
So what do you think's going on around here? Polar bear, really? Polar bears don't
I don't
just
know.
smash consoles, do they?
They don't usually. Maybe it was an active piracy.
Maybe they
I mean, I know,
lifestayed
I
right
know,
there.
I know. There are pirates down there, south of Africa, but I'm not entirely sure about you know east of
The Atlantic
Britain.
is quite safe from what I heard. Hey, how about we go
Yes.
look for some things instead of hanging out in this creepy room?
I mean, fair enough. I don't think it can fix this radio
Last
without
thing I
any.
want to do is step on a compass and poke my foot out.
I mean, yeah, that would be reasonable. All right, let's head. Let's head.
One thing, by the way, since you have electrical repair,
Uh,
that I would point out, while the
yes.
ship still has some power, it's low power. It's like emergency power. So most heating and light elements don't work.
Hmm. That makes sense. Well, we do have a phone or something. Can I like clip it to the front of my jacket so I have both
Yes,
hands?
you're allowed to have the survival horror chest light.
Yes. Or a belt light or whatever the hell. Yes. Okay.
Janice
All
will be
right.
right behind you, and you move on.
Yes. Based on the gosh, on the floor map essentially,
Yes.
where would we go to get to the captain's quarters?
Uh, all right. You take a good long hard look. At the bottom,
23.
you can actually see like a whole bunch of stuff. The captain's
Uh-huh.
office. Is
Right
that it?
below this deck actually. Level
Yes.
4.
Level 4. No, it has captain's office is 5, which is located on the bottom floor for level 1.
That's true, but there is also 23 captain's quarters. So it's office and
Oh,
quarters are
oh,
different things.
excuse me. Yes. So you can find his
So
officer's quarters.
yeah,
Right.
I'd like to check his private quarters first.
You head down the stairs together with good old Janice. She'll be behind. She'll be in front of you or behind you wherever you want.
I
We have the
mean,
gun. She'll be behind you.
yeah, I don't want to shoot them in the back.
She can't help but notice that you sound a bit heavier with your footfalls than before. But hey, you move down.
I'm I'm
Ice
carrying I'm carrying a gun.
ice is around you. It
Mhm,
is eerily quiet.
mhm.
But then sometimes you hear this distant. It sounds like a footstep, maybe like a claw. Maybe the ship is just settling and the ice cracks a little bit.
Probably if it's melting, of course it would be kind of creaking back and forth.
Your
That makes
breath
sense.
visible at every step you take.
Mm,
Soon enough, you arrive at 23, the captain's quarters, and slink on
yes.
inside.
Yep.
Let's see. The captain's quarters. The captain's cabin, excuse me. The door is actually slightly ajar and leads to a small lobby from which the bedroom, day room, and bathroom are accessed.
Mm,
Everything seems to be in order. There's no sign of distress or vandalism.
mm.
Oh, the desk holds the captain's log, most likely.
Oh, let's take a peek.
Or it might be in his office. Let's take a look-see. Kiek. You find inside one of the drawers the following items: the captain's log, some writing pens and paper, and a nice silver letter opener.
Mhm.
Holds a ship's decanter, half filled with fine rum. So if you're looking for a drink, there's one over there.
I'm gonna sniff it, maybe take a sip, but I'm not gonna like chug it.
The cut glass decanter has a silver label on a short
Mhm,
chain around the stem. All right. Well, you take a look at the log, and let me give it to you. It's a
mhm.
handout, so you can read it at your. Unfortunately, the first thing you realize upon opening it, it's in Norwegian.
Mm.
Do you
I
speak
don't believe
Norwegian?
I don't believe I do. Let's take a peek. Where would I look at the languages?
It's under language. You
Oh, language
think for a
specifically.
moment. You recall that wasn't what was his name? Wasn't Eric like studying Norwegian. Maybe you can give it off to him and he can figure out what's on it.
Okay. Eric is still in the boat.
Yeah, still on the boat. Janice is like, hey, listen, if you have to, I can bring it over to him real fast, and you can check out the rest of the place.
I mean, that's awesome, but I'm gonna snap a photo of it with a phone and send it.
Oh, come on.
World War II is over. Use technology.
Shortly after you get this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of, I probably have a phone. I can just point it at the text and it will translate it automatically. That also is a possibility.
Yes, fine. Smart pants, here you go.
Okay. Jurgensen has tried to teach me Star Trek Stardate thing again. I still don't remember how it works. I learned it way back then, but I don't remember it. I assume it's some kind of nerdish amusement. Yes, it is. We have departed from Bergen, Norway, 13th. That matches up with a map. A few crew report strange noises, strange thumping sound. They look on their faces and Garen told them it's the engine acting out for decades is old for a reef, especially with an engine that's not supposed to have. It's not supposed to have this engine. That's interesting.
It was, as you read before, it was refitted at some point. So it might have been
Right,
the engine
makes
that was
sense.
fixed.
Probably. Lots of ice. Thorough claims the weather reports indicate the icebergs might be coming our way. He started to act a little strange. The engine thumping is cutting into his sleep, as has the tapping. He started to tap away too. Addition, I've heard strange ticking, like someone tapping the ship. Gunnar insisted it's just him going around checking for nuts and bolts. I recall he was in the galley at the time, which is like the cooking, I guess.
Yeah,
I
the
think.
eating area.
At the time, I heard the sound, not the holds. Rogue iceberg, great. Fine chief engineer. I trust he'll ascertain and fix the damage so we can make it. Unfortunately, St. Kennedy said on 12th. For Lofgren gone mad, started attacking the radio equipment, talking crazy. He's confined to his cabin for now, pending investigation. Stuck on an iceberg with a madman. It's almost like the Viking days of. I mean, yes. Thumping has been getting strangely frequent and out of sync. Now, the sounds that we've heard, is this the same kind of sound that they are describing?
Maybe. I can't give you that for certain. That's
Okay,
for you
fair
to
enough.
decide.
Fair enough. I assume there is some kind of information in the captain's cabin on where the crew members' cabins are specifically.
I think that judging by what this says, let me just double check it, and I can give you the right information. Turkles, check claims the weather reports. It's since he's checking the weather reports, it's possible that he was the radio operator, which is right down the hall, actually.
That explains why he was also in the business of breaking
The
the
chief
radio
engineer's
equipment.
cabin is actually also right down the hall too. Like this is the fancy man's quarters.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's check them out as well.
She's with you, and she's like, this sounds to me like we're just
Yeah.
gonna end up finding one mad guy, and they all just ran away because he kept making too much trouble. So
Probably the lifeboat went away.
hey,
Haven't heard about it.
sounds to me like we're gonna get off easy, and good old boy might keep a ship. That'd be nice. Maybe we can go somewhere tropic instead of somewhere where I'm freezing my feet off.
I mean, that's true. But, when you're cold, you can put on layers. When you're hot, you can only undress so far. You can't take off your skin. Unless you work a knife, I guess.
So which one are we checking first?
We're gonna check the radio operator, but with the assumption there might be a guy inside.
You approach the door and you grab. These are like interior doors. They're not like those big heavy swingy doors. They're just doors with locks. You click.
Yes.
Locked.
Okay. Did we see any keys whatsoever?
You have not seen any keys so far.
Well, shit. I don't want to break into the room in case there's a crazy guy inside because we don't have the keys to lock him in another room anymore. So
You could knock, can't you? I mean, there's no one responding to you clicking the handle, so.
Fair enough. Let's knock.
Nothing. Do you notice one thing? The sound is a bit muffled, like something big and like a mattress is up against the door and muffling the sound of it.
Oh. That's interesting.
We can try to force the door unless you know how to pick locks.
I mean, do we have the keys to lock the guy in another room in case he's like hostile?
That's assuming he's still alive. It's been a few days. He's probably very weak at this point, if you had any food with him at all.
You know what? Yeah, that's fair enough. Well, go ahead with the X on the handle.
Oh, we're going for that? All right.
I mean, you've been itching to use it. So
that's 100% true. Let me give it the old college try. She holds the axe over her head. Yes. She has 65 strength, so bam, bam. The door.
Have you seen The Shining?
The wooden door cracks under the pressure, and
Yes.
soon you find that indeed a large mattress is in the way. She just shoulder bashes into it and it falls over. The room
Mhm,
is a mess.
mhm.
It's terrible. There are clothes with bloodstains on them. Ooh. Um, Visible through the bed frame, because the mattress is up against the door, you see a corpse. His eyes are wide open, a look of terror carved in his face. Even from here, you can immediately tell that he has cut his own throat, and there are lacerations to his torso and lower arms, suggesting some sort of knife wounds, and tears in his clothes that also represent this. In his hand is an old silver-handled cutthroat razor.
Okay. Based on the reaction of Janice, I'm
Can you
going
roll
to
me a
either
sanity
push.
check first?
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely. Sanity. Roll 1d100. This is not unusual for me. I'm probably from Detroit or something.
Janice is, for a moment, like she's just silent as she sees the body.
Okay,
And
I'm gonna like put a hand in front of her eyes. I'm gonna carefully like nudge her outside the door real quick. It's like, yeah,
she just asks, "How the hell did you?
how the hell did I?
How can you look at that and not?" Well, since you seem to be the one who's got his head on straight, I'll just sit in the
It's
corner
like
for a moment.
I'm just gonna say, hey, I grew up in Chicago. This is not unusual.
She sits in the corner, not like in a bout of madness or anything, just like to
Uh-huh.
recover a bit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're gonna go to that captain's cabin. We're gonna take a sip of that whiskey or whatever it was
Rum.
for good spirits. Yeah, rum.
She feels a bit better after that, and you take a look around the room, presumably, since you're here to
Hmm.
investigate. Taking a look
Yes.
around, good news for you, you'll find something. If I'm correct, you find his suicide note.
Okay. I throw a to swear that I know what I observed. A creature climbed across the window. A man of white snow with slobbering jaws. This creature isn't not.
It appears to be that his English isn't great.
Okay, is not our engineer, but something else. In addition, I've seen a whale that has followed our ship. In fact, darkly magic, and will soon pay our price to our dads and specters, maybe? The
You'd
whale
think
has
it's
pushed the
supposed to say
ship.
like ancestors and spirits or something.
Makes sense. The whale has pushed the ship into the ice mountain. Now it and its snowmen are hunting us. I saw it clear as day when I was preoccupied with cutting the beard on my face. They see nothing, however, I do see them. Their dark magic bestows me, so I loathe it. Reader of the stacks know the risk of temporary living here. Okay, fair enough. Well, I'm gonna show it to Janice. I'm gonna ask, does that sound like bears to you or something?
Jesus, sounds to me like someone was going utterly mad. Snowmans, whales that attack shit. I mean, guess it's not something a whale wouldn't do, but
Maybe it's some. Well, I mean, have you seen a whale that's big enough to hunt a ship on an iceberg?
so what do you think that he means with that? She points at like a section of the text. Like, does she mean that they see nothing?
Well,
Does he mean like that no one saw anything, or that only he saw something, or that the monsters didn't see anything? Like,
monster. Well, I don't know. What he's describing might be like maybe they don't see. Oh.
but then why would he see anything?
Well, because he has eyes, and those things maybe don't.
I think he meant like the crew didn't see anything,
Maybe.
but then the question is,
Is this?
what do you think? Why might be the same that we don't see anything? Like the monsters
Oh
are all
yes.
around us already.
Oh my God! I want to smooch him. I'm gonna give him pats.
Oh no.
Uh, I'm I'm gonna like do emotional like I'm hugging something.
Uh, your attempt at comedy calms her down a little bit as she gets a chuckle out of it. Fine.
Yeah. See, comedy is a good coping
You're
mechanism
right,
for
Isaac.
it.
Probably just some madman saying mad things.
Mhm. I'm gonna stand there like leaning with a hand over the shoulder of an imaginary like something. It's like yeah, probably.
Loss of life is always tragic, but on the plus side, we can't exactly help them now, can we?
Well, yeah. I'm gonna keep the note
Hmm.
and or maybe even just photograph it also, just in case, because maybe we'll be
If you
able.
translate it with your app, you get like a way better version from the Norwegian one that like actually makes sense.
Probably.
The general
Wait,
details are the same though.
did he write it in both English and
It
Norwegian, or
mentions
is
the
it?
following is written in English and Norwegian. The English is
Ah,
obviously written with limited experience and a dictionary.
okay. Oh, okay, okay, fair enough. That's clever. All
Um,
right. Well, yeah, I'll translate the Norwegian then and
okay,
see if
the
there's.
Norwegian translation is still a bit spotty because Translation can only go so far. However, what you do notice is that one thing is the text specifically mentions they see nothing. It refers to the crew. The way the pronouns and everything works out in Norwegian indicates that very strongly.
Okay, well, this makes sense. It says that he was the only one who could see the monsters, apparently.
Apparently.
How much fucking heavy fuel oil do you have to huff to see monsters?
I wonder where like she just wonders where he was standing that he saw creatures while he was shaving his beard.
Is there like a little cabin, like a toilet or something?
The little green room over here would be his cabin, so he could only really look outside if he had, or look into another room even, if he had the bathroom door open.
Mirrors?
Possible. There
Hmm.
does seem to be a mirror on the. Yeah, you could see through the mirror.
All right, well, I'm gonna look in the mirror. Do I see any monsters in the room?
Nope.
Hmm. Does he have any sort of like a small shaving mirror or anything? Maybe Janice has it, like maybe for cosmetic purposes. I don't know.
Janice comes along and she looks outside, or she
Hmm.
tries to follow the mirror, and she suddenly goes, "There, there. Do you see it? Do you see it?"
You see what?
Um, she points
Her
off into the
reaction is gone.
distance, and you don't see anything. There, there's a man over there. He's
I
going into
am.
the he's going into the hold. You see it? He's climbing in.
I'm gonna look in the mirror that she's looking in if she's looking at the mirror.
Um, unfortunately, even if mirrors, so the big reason that mirrors used to work in the olden days as magic stuff is because they were made of silver. Nowadays, mirrors are made
Made
out
of
of
silver
aluminium. So
or aluminum if you're American.
get out of here, Americans. We don't want your. We want our idioms. The point is that taking a look in the mirror, you don't see anything particular about this.
So we need to maybe find an old-fashioned mirror.
Hey, she points at the guy and the razor that he has.
Yes.
Isn't that handle made out of silver?
Maybe.
I mean, you don't make them out of aluminium. You make them out of plastic if you want to make them cheap.
Hmm. Well, I'll pick it. There's also, I believe, a pencil knife made out of silver.
Can you roll me spot hidden? As you
Yeah.
pick it up and you get up again.
But hidden. Oh shit! Hold on. I just need to roll 1d100. 39.
You stand up and you gaze
Mhm.
outside because that's just how you do it. You whoop, and you do catch the tail end of like a white leg kicking up and going into the hold that you didn't see before.
Mm. All right. Well, I saw something.
I told you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm going to call the rest of the people and I'm going to warn them about this.
What do you tell them exactly?
I'm going to say there are, like, apparently there was some sort of murder or suicide, and there's somebody else running around the ship, and they're dressed in white, like, clothing of some sort. So be careful.
Jorgen takes the phone and would like to. You okay up there? You need a little help, perhaps?
I think we're okay, but yeah, the help would be nice. Apparently people went around killing each other here, or something of the sort. Probably could use more eyes looking at things than just the two of us.
Jorgen arrives soon enough. Jorgen,
Hmm.
by the way, knows Norwegian because he is Norwegian.
Hmm.
So if you come across anything more, he can help you with that.
Okay, fair enough. That's good. That's better than using a translator.
Jorgen has like a little small knife on him, but otherwise he knows
Hmm.
boats very well, so he can help you with that as much as possible. And
Hmm.
he's mostly here because he's a little worried after Janice and you and all were in the first thing, and he's a little concerned.
Yeah, and people got scared, and somebody had a panic attack and everything. I'm gonna go back to the to the captain's quarters. I'm gonna get that paper knife or whatever it is.
The paper knife, the silver pen knife. You mean?
Silver pen knife. Yeah.
Silver pen. Excuse me. Let me just look it up again. Silver letter opener, like a small knife, basically.
Yeah. So we'll pick it up also.
You now have a silver handled razor and a silver letter opener.
Yeah.
Nice.
Weird. Neat. Okay.
Oh,
Geez.
Jurgen's is a little excited because he hasn't been on a boat this big before.
Hey,
Even if
maybe
it's
you'll
ice over and cold.
maybe you'll be able to drive this one later. Who knows?
Oh my. Well, I'm not
I
exactly.
mean, well, I mean, if your boss, wait, hold on, if your boss sells the boat, does he sell you with it? That would be slavery, right?
I mean, it's might be a mighty coincidence that I might get hired by the person who owns a new boat, because they probably would need a first mate. No.
Probably. You know what? That's a fair point, huh?
By the
Dang.
way,
Yes.
I took a look at the lifeboat,
Hmm.
and it looks as if someone has attempted to start it but hasn't used it yet. Isn't
Huh.
that strange?
It is strange. I guess something or somebody stopped them.
Ah, it's fine. What are we doing? What? Come on. Haha.
Or, well, I mean, you know what? They did mention that some sort of whale kicked the ship on the iceberg, so probably they were in the process of trying to launch the lifeboat.
Yeah, but did this over the ice? No, it would probably smash.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so we've investigated the radio operator. Who else can we investigate? You mentioned somebody else.
The
Chief
chief
engineer.
engineer's on the floor. Yes.
Yep, let's take a look at those.
You
It's like
move.
right across the hall.
You move over to it. Well, the bedroom is oof. While the bedroom is tidy, there are blood-stained towels in the bathroom, and the day room is a mess. Ship's systems diagrams, deck plans, crane diagrams, and other engineering papers are strewn across the large deck. A handwritten note, and let me see if I can find it. The chief engineer's warning.
Written down what I said before when manipulating the CO2 bottles. Remember, the bottles rapidly cool while in use. In addition, the air rapidly cools in from the liquid solids evaporating. Remember to open the valve by pulling, twisting, and pushing when you feel the click. Okay,
What a strange warning.
it is a strange warning. Huh.
Sorry to
Well,
be hovering over your shoulder like that.
that's okay. Hold on. I mean, if it's in Norwegian, I'll just hand it over to the guy. It's like,
Probably,
hey,
so he probably has to
interrupt it.
translate it for you.
Yeah. Hmm.
Hmm.
I suppose there's nobody in here.
Why would they be talking about the CO2? Isn't that like for the ship's fire suppression system? So far, I don't really see signs of fire.
Well, maybe they were trying to scare whatever polar bear has climbed in with it.
I can imagine that CO2 would help with that a lot. It's very cold. And suffocating, too.
Probably.
Well, hmm. Well,
Does he mention where those CO2 bottles are?
the schematic actually mentions where they are.
Okay.
They
That
are
would be
number 10, which is over here.
number 10. Yeah, I can see that. So at level 1 at the bottom.
Yes.
Hmm. Fair enough. You know what? I'll have everybody who's here basically use their phones to photograph the schematic of the ship, just in case.
As you take a look around, you suddenly hear the soft thump, thump, thump.
Can I discern where it's coming from? Is it going through like the
It's
metal?
like resonating through the vessel more than anything.
Hmm. Well, maybe somebody's alive down there, or maybe they're locked in like the radio operator.
Possible.
Gosh.
So where are we
Fair
going?
enough. I assume they don't have any weapons anywhere on the ship because it's a civilian vessel.
Probably not. No.
Hmm.
Actually, since you're dealing with an operative from Delta Green, it's possible he also has like emergency gear.
Probably. Well, I mean, if anything, I'm gonna help uh help him lose sight of Janice or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. He's probably walking around with like a bag, duffel bag or something of the sort. All right. Well, I'm gonna as we're walking, I suppose, to the next room. Where would that be?
Where do you want to go is really the question.
Hobby room. And what is number 6? 6 is motor casing. Oh, so this is an engine room essentially. But yeah, check 21 and 6 on the same deck, basically all the other rooms. And while we're going, I'm going to show him the photograph of, I suppose, the text message from the ship's warning, just so he knows. I assume he knows.
Who knows?
Jurgen.
About what?
He is an operative, so he would know the codes, the aquamarine and the...
Jurgen's not an operative.
Oh, who was then?
Someone else on the Tropic. The Greenland Tropic is an operative.
Oh, okay, fair enough. In that case, I don't need to show anyone anything. But yeah, fair enough. But you just mentioned it, and I thought, like, is he also...
Yeah, you're on your own, unless you can find that other guy.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, fine.
Where'd he go?
Ooh, yeah. So first of all, 21, and also maybe back to 23 to check the crew logs. Maybe I'll recognize some names or positions.
The recreation log is hilarious in that it's fun. It's got a pinball machine, a green baize card table, a selection of board games, a TV, a DVD player, and a selection of movies. It's a recreation room. That plus, by
Holy
the way,
shit.
indicates that there
I'm
is
gonna
a medical station and a CO2 extinguisher.
neat. CO2 extinguisher. That makes sense. Okay, I'll make note of that mentally. Additionally, I don't suppose you'll let me invite everybody over to this room, lock ourselves in with some snacks, and just play a D&D? A D&D game. All right, fair enough. What about
What
number
about your
6 then?
character sheets? Character sheets.
Yeah. The engine casing. That's probably where like the exhaust pipe from the motors is going through.
Yeah. That you could. There's probably like a stairway that goes all the way down to the
Hmm.
engine itself too.
Yeah. Well, we probably don't need to go there right now. Do these rooms have locks? Excuse me.
Uh,
Do these doors have locks?
Interior doors have locked. The exterior doors probably do not. And they probably have like interior bars you can use to bar it, but on the outside, no.
Yeah. Weird. Okay. Fair enough. So sixes, there's nothing interesting there probably. All right. What about the 25? Let's take a look. 25 pilots rooms. Pilots.
Mm-hmm. The people who actually like pilot the boat. The captain is separate from that.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Well, let's check those as well.
I know that
Why
other
not?
people like to say otherwise, but the captain does not, in fact, do the boring stuff of keeping a boat on track.
Yeah, he's only commanding it, basically. All right, let's check the pilots.
All right. The pilot rooms are neat and tidy. They don't seem to have any real indication of anything too bad happening.
Hmm.
One thing you would notice as a Delta Green operative is that one of the pilot's rooms has one of those bug out bags.
Hmm.
Since you know what you're looking for, you give it a quick check.
Yeah.
It appears that the like pack-in body armor and the weapons
Mhm.
are gone. So unless this person was traveling unarmed, his most pressing equipment
This
is
doesn't
gone.
make sense.
The phone is in there too, so he hasn't called anyone.
The phone is in the bag.
The encrypted phone for emergencies is in there.
Hmm. Well, it's a backup if anything. Can I turn it on and look at the last calls?
The encrypted phone's last call appears to be around Bergen. It's only a minute or so long.
Mm. Who did they call?
Probably wouldn't mention, but probably a handler.
A handler. Well, is there like a toilet anywhere here where I can basically make myself scarce and like just call the number again?
Where are the toilets here anyway? Most of these places have like a little green room. That's a toilet, so you can just lock yourself in the captain's toilet if you want to.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll make an excuse. It's like it's probably those whatever sugary snacks that I had. Hold on, I need to like excuse myself.
They start having a little chat outside while you take care
Yeah,
of business.
yeah. I'm gonna call the number again. The last number from
The first thing you hear is a bunch of Norwegian. Hello?
Okay, well, I'm going to say that I do not speak Norwegian.
Oh. Oh. Hello, this is, mind if I ask who is calling?
I'm going to introduce myself as, well, as myself, as Isaac Klein. I assume this is North American branch or something of the sort?
Judging by possible that he might be European.
No, I'm talking about myself.
You would probably be North American branch, yes.
Not North American. In that case, I'm going to say it's an encrypted phone. Who else could be answering it?
You basically give him like the code word to establish communications.
Right, yes. And I'm going to say that I've come across the ship, basically relay the same information that I relayed to my guy.
Oh, this is bad. I was wondering why I had not heard of him.
Yes. Could you give me more detail on what I'm dealing with?
There's this quiet, which you usually get with handlers who don't want to give all the information.
That's fair enough. I'm just saying there's... how many people are here in total aside from me?
In the boat?
No. Just in total, like in this, like on the boat that came with me.
On the boat are you, 5 other people, and the 2 crew.
2 crew, so 7 essentially. There's 7 civilians here that I am worried about. It would help me immensely, to keep them safe if I knew what the hell is going on.
This is the best of what I know is that we found some sort of, well, I don't think he wasn't given anything that would result in a problem, shall I say?
Well, that is fair enough.
No live specimen was put on top of on the ship.
According to the data that I found so far, the information that I found on the boat, something came from the outside. They've mentioned some sort of big whale. They've also mentioned some sort of invisible white creatures with
The
fur and claws.
the creature that was taken on the board was some kind of, well, it is similar to the ghouls that are sometimes seen, but they are snow white and a bit more like hunting dogs, from what we understand. Simpler, one might say. From what our intelligence has recovered, such creatures are invisible unless one is in contact with the skin to a object made of silver.
When Janice saw, what was she holding?
She wasn't holding anything, but you recall that she always wears a silver cross around her neck.
Body cross, that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to gosh, how would I basically trick Jurgen into holding the thing?
Jurgen has a small silver knife. If he arms himself at any moment, he'll probably immediately see it.
Okay, fair enough. Well, what I was saying is that I have a few items with silver, so that's why. That also explains why the guy saw it in the mirror, essentially. Oh, while he was shaving because he was touching silver. Okay, fair enough. Well, how dangerous are they? Because the only ones I've seen so far are just running away.
Have you ever fought a ghast?
Has Isaac?
I don't know if you have, but I'm gonna give
Let's
you
just say.
the rough statistics. They have about 13 hit points and 2 points of armor. A good shotgun blast will make short work of them. Like they're
Yeah,
not
but
that tough, and even their claws will do like 1d4 damage. You can probably take them. Take one or
okay.
two of them.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I'm going to mention that the only thing left in the bag with the guy was the phone. His weapons and armor is missing, and we
Idiot.
haven't found him so far.
Absolute idiot. He should know better. If you find him, tell him that he should make sure that his phone comes with him. Very dangerous equipment to leave lying around.
I believe things were a little too hectic for procedure.
I will see if I can contact your branch, and we can settle these affairs as you take care of them.
Okay, my branch, I assume, is aware. I have called them an hour
Then it will
ago.
probably take very little effort for me to get to contact, yes.
Oh, and yes, I will relay the information that there's some sort like the codes that came through, and that again the warning that they shouldn't approach it without weapons.
Ah, yes. Sounds to me like he got a little heebie-jeebies or something.
That was by the. Oh, I assume that's his stuff. That's his note. That's his warning in the radio room or something.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I have a question, though. Have you seen the crew yet?
We have found at least 2 fatalities, I assume. We have found a person who killed themselves, and we have found a severed hand.
Well, I will assume that you can take care of this since you are not dead and know how to handle a phone properly.
Yes. All right.
Do not contact me until you have resolved this matter. Otherwise, take contact with your own handler. I will see to it that they will gain access to the necessary information, although it will not be much. We have already discussed everything that I need to have.
That's perfectly fair enough, and I assume this is exactly how the procedure goes. I just wanted to warn the guy also, because if some shady shit going on, maybe 2 organizations or 2 branches would be better than just one. Anyway.
You very quickly get like a beep beep because things are done and they have other things to take care of now.
Yeah, and I'm gonna put it in a different pocket from my personal phone.
Well, you can't mix them up. His phone is like differently styled and everything.
Okay, fair enough. That makes sense. I'm gonna go out of it with like 6 different phones. It's like I'm cosplaying a Romanian.
You go outside. But
yes.
Before you even get there, you hear like a scream.
Oh shit. Okay.
The 2 of them have found a body inside the lifeboat.
Oh shit. Okay. So how does it look?
There is the bloody, mangled corpse of an officer, who also, if you would notice this sooner than they would, because they are like, oh shit, dead body, frozen. Ah! You notice that like parts of his clothes have sank inward, probably indicating something has partially consumed him.
Like eaten him.
Yeah, because people don't have holes in those places where the clothes could sag inwards.
Probably not. Holy shit. Right. I'm gonna look if they have any weapons or anything on them, or silver.
No. If these creatures are indeed only visible when they touch silver, this guy would have no idea what the hell is going on with him.
Okay, fair enough. Well, in that case, I'm gonna like pull the tarp over or something. It's like, well, here's another one. That's 2 at least.
Are you sure we should not just take the boat and leave? I get the feeling this situation is a little beyond our control.
Let's see. What kind of excuse can I come up on the spot real quick? Hmm.
You can roll an int check, and I can maybe give you an answer if you succeeded.
Then check. Well, yeah. You know what? Maybe I should. Let's see. So it's one d100. Roll 1d100. 9, and I
You
have 70.
don't forget that whale story is one you could have.
Whale story. Okay, so there's probably some sort of giant whale that punts boats on icebergs, and I don't think us swimming away or around, like it might agitate it.
Yeah.
I think.
That'll at the very least sate them for now, but they are getting nervous.
I mean, I'm nervous too. I might not show it, but yeah.
Maybe we should
Hmm.
see if we can dislodge the ship and get it back floating again. Then we can just leave while we tow it away.
I mean, unless you have dynamite or something, I don't think you can dislodge this thing. Plus, there's like a hole over there on the other side.
I think it is above the waterline, no? So it should be safe.
It is? If it is, then that's fine. Plus, you can always close the bulkheads and shit.
Yeah.
Probably. Hmm. All right, we could try looking at it. Unless the whale shows up and punts it right back again. That would be silly.
We'll just tire it out by letting it punt away. All right. Jurgen at the very least wants to see what the engine is like now that this plan has been concocted.
All right, fair enough. In that case, we can go down the ladder at 6
Mm-hmm.
and then go through the floors.
You head on
Now,
down.
I assume he brought like a flashlight or something, or an extra one.
Yeah, Jurgen also has a phone, so he has a flashlight, yes. All right, the two of you scamper down the stairs.
Mhm.
Scamper, scamper, scamper.
What
scamper.
about Janice?
Janice will come along. She says she's shaken and she's clearly having a bad day, but the two of them will do their best to hold on tight.
Yes.
I'm also going to roll some sanity checks for the both of them, actually. Apparently, Janice is slowly but surely starting to whittle down, as they say.
That's all right.
Actually, this will be a 1d4 minus divided by 2. No, divided by 2.
I'm gonna ask if they would like to go and wait outside because they were looking kind of shaken, if not stirred.
She'll wait outside on like the main deck and wave down to people to make sure that they know that you're still alive.
Okay, fair enough. That makes sense.
You head on down. Down,
Mhm.
down, down. The engine room. Let me look up that section and tell you what the engine looks like. The engine room is silent and dark. The access doors have been bashed open and the smell of fuel is strong. There is a dizzying array of controls, valves, switches, and dials, all the more dizzying as much of it has been smashed, as if someone took a sledgehammer to the room. Broken plastic, chipped metal, and burst pipes, and wiring littered the floor, walls, and ceiling.
Yeah, that will not buff out.
It might be possible to fix it enough that you can get the lights to work again. But as you
Okay.
go down lower, you start to hear scratching. Loud scratching, like it's just around the corner.
Well, I'd like to secure the doors if any of them are open.
As mentioned, the doors are bashed open, so closing them will be very difficult.
Fair enough. How long will it take? How long do you think it might take us to repair, at least to get the lights running?
About 10 minutes, maybe. You be
Okay.
hardwiring some fancy stuff.
All right, let's do that. We can do it together.
Would you say you are experienced with ship systems?
Let's see. I have mechanic. Hold on. What's how's it spelled again? There you go.
Well, since
Mechanical
you have
repair,
diving, I'd say yes. So you can lower to a regular difficulty roll. Electrical repair, please.
electrical repair. Let's see.
You can give yourself a bonus die, which means you get to keep the highest of 2 rolls.
1D.
Just type.
So 2D100.
Yeah, 2D. You can just type. You can just click the button 2 twice, and then at the end append key KH, as in keep highest. As Jurgen will help
Okay.
you out, and he has experience with ship systems.
Like this.
You start to work on it, and
Maybe keep lowest though. No.
oh, you're right. Oh yeah, I'm dumb. Because you're trying to roll under.
Yes, it would be 5 anyway.
You would have made it anyway. A little bit of time later, the systems begin to hum to life. But as that happens, the scratching gets real close. You are suddenly face to face with something terrifying.
Okay, I'm gonna send him up the stairs. I'm gonna say there's like polar bears or whatever the fuck in here.
Jurgen, well, we'll just say that Jurgen's up there while you're down here where the scratching is the loudest. As Jurgen is upstairs, you are downstairs. You hear scratching, and eventually you see a horrifying creature. It looks like a human body, but made out of this icy gel-like structure. Its eyes are these beads set in sections that look like they were shattered in by pickaxes, and its mouth, the jaw split down the middle and hangs sags to the side. Way worse than elites from Halo. What you see looks at you with bloodied claws and slobbering mouth, and it wants to kill you. Its eyes are dead. Sandy check, please, as you are faced with this terrifying creature.
Excuse me. Roll 1d100. 71. Which is, once again, 2 points higher than that.
Roll me a 1d6. Rules 1d6 sanity as you are faced with this horrifying creature.
1d6, yes. 3.
Excellent. Deduct your 3 sanity points, and then
66.
the combat commences.
Ugh.
Okay, this should automatically take care of it. Excellent. Wait, what is that? Oh, yeah, because I rolled randomly for all of them. The creature charges towards you. It is exceptionally fast. It was just to say it has 9 movement. It's faster than you are, so you can't outrun it unless you take care of it. It charges towards you. Its hands go up high. And then it tries to bring down its claws right on top of you.
Can I try to dodge it?
There are multiple things you can do. You can try to dodge or fight back.
Well, since it charges at me, it's probably going pretty fast. So if I sidestep it or, like, jump to the side,
sure,
I might dodge it.
First,
considering it's made it, yeah.
First, I'm gonna. Oh wait, actually, I'm curious.
Ice is heavy.
If the fight template, there's no selected target. Oh, here, boop. Let's see if this template still works. Controllable multiple users. Use like reduce response to this attack. Game Master Komo. Does this work? Nope, this is also still busted. Okay, that's just great.
That's okay. Just tell me what to roll.
We can at the very least use the template. You're not surprised. You've known this thing is here, but it is like charging towards you. Here, come on. Let's see. I'm gonna roll the dice. Just the one. 35. That is a success. You can fight back, you can maneuver, or you can dodge.
I would like to maneuver around it so that it runs.
No. Maneuvering is like trying to grapple it or like flip it over.
Oh, in that case, it's dodge. So, it's heavy. It's probably snow, water. It's probably heavy. And then I'm going to shoot it in the back.
You dodge it. Well, that's your turn is to dodge it, basically. Go ahead.
Runs past me.
No, you have to roll dodge.
Oh, I have to specifically roll dodge. Okay, fair enough. Let's see if I can do
roll a success or higher.
Okay, let's see. 42. That's slightly above.
That's a failure.
5 points above. Yes.
It's
what about burning luck?
You can burn luck, yes. At a point from 1 to 1 from what you need to succeed.
Yeah, well, I would like to burn exactly 5 points, yes.
All right. You burned your 5 points of luck. Marvelous. Jurgen is like, what's going on down there? And he will make his approach slowly but steadily. As in, next turn, who actually joins in. It's your turn. You can definitely take out your gun and fire it if you wish.
Now, I am in contact with Silver right now. That's why I see it, correct?
I presume that you've been taking that precaution, yes.
Well, yeah, okay, fair enough. It's probably like in my boot or something. Yeah, I am going to shoot it.
With which gun?
With a shotgun that I'm holding.
Excellent. I really do wish I could figure out what's causing this dice problem, though. Could it really be dice so nice? Give me a moment. I'm going to turn this one off, and we're going to see if it helps.
Okay.
This will momentarily jolt you out, but I just want to see if this works. Still seems busted. Yep, that's not... Well, that's the good thing, is that at the very least it's dice so nice enabled. You do not have to... But do have dice visual effects enabled. I wonder. Like, I've been having similar dice problems in... What's it called again? I don't recall. What might it be? It surely isn't health estimate. That doesn't make any sense. Combat numbers, maybe? Alternative rotation isn't relevant. Bar brawl. Nah. Let me just turn some settings off, see if that helps. Just take out the things we don't need. Tension pool. We don't need the tension pool right now. Chat commands, take that out too. Plus, hold on. Just don't log in until I give you the all clear. I want this problem fixed because this system is fantastic when it works. Yes, I got it to work. Come back in.
Okay.
I don't know what did it, but it's off. But it works now. Let me just... There you go. You have to jump back to the right map. And then you can roll your combats normally. Let me just double check and make sure that actually works. Oh, yeah, it actually works normally. Cool.
Still loading.
What did I turn off again? I turned off barb roll. That might have been it. Oh, alternative rotation, combat numbers. So some of those might have caused issues. Oh, it's a branch. Komo can go mo. Don't forget, you have to target the creature, and then you can go to combat tab and take out the weapon you want and shoot it.
Hold on.
Go, go. Take it down. Take it down. The lights flicker on around you, slowly but surely, revealing the true nature of this being in front of you.
Yes.
As you are no longer in the darkness, you are confronted with the fact that you will have to fight for your life, as
Yes.
it does have no concern for your survival.
Right. So I would like to shoot it with the shotgun that I'm carrying.
Take the shotgun out that you have presumably like strapped to your back or like off to the
Yes.
side against the wall.
Because
You
I was working
roll
on
over
stuff.
to it,
Yes.
grab it.
Mhm.
If you click the shotgun, it requires you to have a target. But if you have a target, it will give you a cool menu to use.
Hold on. If I target, okay.
Now go to your
I
combat
clicked
tab
it.
and click the shotgun.
I did click it.
It's a,
Nothing
okay.
seems to come up.
In the
so
chat
far.
menu, it shows up.
Oh. Oh,
You
sorry.
have it in point
Okay.
blank range because it just charged past you.
And roll rifle shotgun.
Oh! You got extreme success. Roll me damage, baby.
Okay, that's 4d6, correct?
No, just click the roll damage button in the chat menu.
Ah. 24.
Oh, this poor guy. Inflict pain.
Mm.
Click it. Click it.
I don't see inflict pain,
Oh,
unfortunately.
that's my... The shotgun, a flash of light across the metal walls, a roar of the gun, boom! The creature is splattered into many pieces, which begin to dissolve like snow as it lies dead on the ground.
Mm.
What an excellent shot.
Has Jurgen seen any of it? Is he holding silver in any way?
Jurgen comes downstairs. What he sees is just this dissolving mess of stuff, and he wonders if you're going insane, since there's nothing here that you seem to be shooting at.
I'm sorry, Snowman just fell over at me and I shot it by accident.
Oh. Well, you should be more careful. Well, we seem to have fixed the engine, no? Or at the very least gotten the power to work again.
At least, yes. Well, let's go back up. Sorry about that. It's negligent discharge, but
The thumping.
Don't tell anyone. Yes.
The thumping is coming from the next room over. And it's coming closer.
Yeah, maybe you should go up.
I'll go tell the rest that the ship seems to be working a little bit alright. You just take care with this huge thing. It's very dangerous.
Huge thing?
The engine.
Ah. Well, I'm going to try not to shoot the engine. Yes.
You probably only got like a few of the pistons actually working.
Yeah, that's perfectly fair enough.
This thumping.
Yes.
Now that you're close to it, it sounds like something is hopping on one leg.
That sounds extremely bizarre.
Like you feel this light wobble wobble, and then boom, and then this wobble wobble, boom.
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna climb up the stair and then like aim downwards from there, at where the sound is coming from.
Climb up to the next floor. You hang over the metal railing, and you're waiting for something to show up. You see a horrifying creature, like on its belly, because it's the size of an elephant basically. It's so huge that to get around inside these human tunnels, it needs to get on its belly and crawl with its claws on the ground.
Wow. Okay. Sanity.
We'll get to that in a minute. First, I gotta show you a picture of what you're looking at.
Oh my god. Done it.
And now I can actually show you this picture too, the full one. It's not that big, but it is like pretty big.
Oh, that's actually pretty badass.
This immense creature comes forward. You hear this growl coming from it. But at the same time, it makes this other sound. Like it's making two different growls at once. One sounds like this organic sort of, like his organs are making a certain noise. And the other one sounds like a proper expulsion of air.
Huh. Well, since up at the floor above and it's pretty clumsy, I'm just going to snap a picture of it with a phone.
You snap a picture. One thing you also notice is that it has this massive bow with it. In fact, let me see if I can find the Ceopod's other picture, because there's one where he has like a massive bow on him. Oh, I didn't take a picture of that. All right, I'll take the picture in the book for you, because it's pretty cool. It's pretty freaking cool. Here, get a load of that freaking ice bow that he has.
That's actually pretty cool. I like how it's like just the leg.
Yep.
I
It's,
am
to be
I am
specific,
yes.
if you had done some research, if you had gone to the right place, you would have learned that
Mhm.
it would be called a sciapod, a skyapod, or something like that, which means one leg or something.
That's kind of amusing. It's like I am a real human. I enjoy like human activities like breathing air and walking on my leg.
Point is, this massive creature has
Yes.
crawled into the room. You take a snapshot of it. You can give me a sanity check as you observe a creature that is this immense. And you can get used to a lot of things. You can't get used to things like this. Ooh.
Probably not. Probably not. You have to be. Can you imagine one of these days Delta Green is actually going to enter like a what's it called? A feat that's damn it, it's 1 point above again. Excuse me, below.
Can I click
No,
this
no,
button?
no, above.
What does this button do anything if I target you? I wonder.
Can you imagine they add a feat that's called Monster
Oh
Fucker?
my god, this is hilarious. Do you get that pop up?
Yes,
Use it.
sanity
Use it.
check,
Use
sanity
it.
check. Hold on. Sanity check 66.
I want to see this in use. I've never seen it before.
That's 48, I think.
Click it. Click the button.
I collected it, rolled something. I
Okay.
saw the dice roll, but it didn't show anything. It rolled a 48.
Okay. Well, that
Like,
probably shows you what you lose then. Oh, excuse me. I see. Oh. Okay. If you succeed at the check, you roll 1d4. If you fail the check, you roll 1d8.
failed. So it's a 1d8. Well, assuming we take the first roll, because the first roll was 67 and the second one was
Okay.
48.
Okay. Roll 1d4
So
then.
which one?
1d
1d4?
1d8. 1d8.
Oh, 1d8. Okay. 4.
You are definitely going to need some mental help after this one.
I know, right?
As you has lost over half of your no wait, your daily sanity is 12 points. Okay,
Mhm.
you are, oh boy, starting to sweat a few. It doesn't notice you immediately, but it
Mhm.
like starts to. The engine room has enough free space that it can lift itself up and
Yes.
grab the bow out, and you see the quiver move slightly as it gets ready
Mhm.
to fight.
I'm
What
gonna roll out of the way.
Or at the very least, it gets ready to like shoot these crystalline bow shots that will let's just say that they could kill you very easily if they hit. All right, it stands
Yeah,
up.
probably.
The growling from its mouth has stopped. It still growls deep inside, and
Mhm.
it's what do you do as this thing readies itself for something?
Well,
You,
I'm gonna roll out of the way of its sight, and if it kind of like starts climbing up or whatever, I'm just gonna plonk it right in the face. Remember Home Alone, where the
mhm.
guy shoves his head through the door
Okay.
and gets shot in the head with a
Can,
pellet gun?
can you roll me stealth in that case as you try to avoid detection?
Yes, absolutely.
The buttons work now.
So my stuff is 40, so let's roll 1d100. 16.
You managed to. Oh, by the way, you can just use your skill tab now.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
You scamper out of the way of its sight. Let me see if it has any particular skill at seeing or listening, because it's mostly listening because you're up there.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not particularly skilled at that. So you just slowly slink away. It looks around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Its eye emits this light, and you notice that where it is exactly looking is this bright blue dot.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't notice you, and so after a moment, it seems to lose interest.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give me a listen check?
A listen check. Yes. There. Nope. I guess the shooting the gun and up like in an enclosed space gave me
Your ears are
hearing.
ringing a bit,
Ringing.
so you don't
Yeah.
notice anything as it slithers back through the doorway.
Uh-huh.
You hear some thumping as it jumps around on that leg of its, presumably, and then
Mm-hmm.
eventually it's silent once more.
Okay. Dang. Okay, well, time to go back up.
Well, go where you wish to be.
Yeah, well, we have the lights for now. We can go to the where was it again? The other map, the recreational room, the captain's room, etc.
Okay, what do you do there? What are you doing there?
I assume gather everybody else up there and say, hey, there's well, I don't know how to explain it even. And actually, you know what? Maybe it'll just be safer. Now, hey, I need to think up
You
of
you have
stuff.
a you
Have
have the
we?
persuade skill. You can always just say that my character knows something that I don't.
Yeah, but like, have we tried to contact anybody about this boat, like
Not yet.
officially?
You've not officially contacted the Coast Guard or anything.
Mm, well, maybe we should. Maybe we should. Um, in that case, we should probably go back to the boat to do it.
You head back to your boat.
Yes.
Everyone is there, and they're like, you're back. How's it going in there?
Yes.
Why do you look like you just sweat 1,000 bullets? Why do you smell like
Uh,
gunpowder?
I smell like gunpowder. Um, some icicles or whatever nearly slumped over me,
Jurgen
and I
like
was,
slaps you on the
yeah,
back and goes, he's just a little scaredy cat. Got frightened by nothing.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, um, unfortunately, we've discovered that a couple of the crew members have unfortunately passed away. Maybe we should contact the Coast Guard and let them handle this because I think we might be a little in over our heads.
Ah, yes. We should get the police in on this. That is a good idea.
Oh, it's not really police; it's like Navy or something of the sort.
The point is
Yeah,
that the authorities get involved.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is there anything you want to do? Because they can take care of this themselves.
Uh, I suppose. No, not really.
So you're just going to
I mean,
contact the police and leave.
contact. Well, like I said, keep this place safe and everything. Bu 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 bu. Well, they have the board games. We could just wait for the authorities to show up. It's like maybe a day.
Probably it'll take like 24 hours for the Coast Guard to arrive to help with the ship. Are you 100% sure you want to contact civilian authorities on this? Like, what do you, they're just going to be like, oh, there's a murder here, and they're going to show up.
Yeah, they're gonna get in trouble. No, that's probably not a good idea, and my character would know that.
Hypothetical, put it on the shelf for a moment. What do you do?
Well, we do have this emergency phone, and like I said, I could make up a show about it. It's like, hey, I found some sort of emergency phone. Maybe we're actually, I don't know. If they were trying to transmit stuff over the radio, we could probably fix the radio over there. Hmm, not
You,
entirely sure.
it would take some difficulty, but you could probably get the radio to at least send its signal out. But I don't know what you hope to achieve with that.
Pretend no, because that would be a really shitty excuse. It's like we have the radio on our boat. Why don't we use that? Huh. And I don't want to like lock up people on like on a boat with a bunch of monsters. That would also probably be stupid. Actually, you know what? If I were heading out, right, would it be possible to isolate the part of the ship where I saw the monsters
Not
with those
impossible.
doors? Okay, then in
It,
that case, I'm gonna like try to bar the doors with like fire axe handles or something of the sort.
because it seemed to be in the first hold, and the first hold's the latest still on, so.
Yeah, so I would like to try and like isolate it before heading back.
So, you're still in the engine room, because we'll say that you haven't done too much since then.
Yeah, 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 probably.
There is a
So
problem that you notice as
yes.
you take, because you're on you're on the cargo level 1 at this point.
Hmm.
You head
Hmm.
on over through the little hallway. The first thing you notice is one. The hold consists of 2 floors, and they're connected via this opening area so that you can load the cargo to both floors, which means you have to bar 4 doors. In addition, as you peek around, you can tell that there is another one of those things on this level.
Another one of those things. You mean the white claw ones, or the?
If you were on the bulk map, you could see it. But yes, it's another one of those ghoulish things,
Hold on.
skulking around a little bit.
Let me switch back.
It eventually like jumps back down the
Hmm.
hold and then scutters around down there, out of sight.
Hmm. So I don't suppose there's any way to like lock it up.
If you want any particular information, I can always have you make an idea roll if you have a question you would like that you think is pertinently answered. Need personally
Well,
answer.
is it possible to block off access to the hold number one specifically from, well, the outside, essentially? To lock these things
The,
inside?
the the holds, in case you've forgotten, are refrigerated, so they probably have big,
Yes,
heavy doors that are designed to lock so that the cold doesn't get out. So probably
that's true. Well, fingers crossed they, the only way to lock them is not just from the inside.
there's one
Okay,
huge problem with this plan.
yes.
You can't lock hold two's doors leading to hold 1 from the inside without losing access to the stairs that lead out of here.
Run that by me again.
If you want to close hold 1, you would
Yes,
need to close the doors in hold 2, which connect to hold
right.
1. You see these doors?
Yes, yes.
Because if you don't close that, it can use the opening in hold 2 to climb back out again.
Okay,
If you
fair
close the
enough.
doors in hold 2, you either are inside hold 1 at that moment,
Mhm.
or like there are no ladders inside the hold itself.
Okay. Is it possible to lower the crane, essentially operate the crane, and lower it down into the hole too, so that when I close it from the
That would
inside,
be
I could
possible,
climb up?
sure.
Okay.
You spend a little bit of time. Everyone probably wonders what the hell you're doing.
Well, if anything, I'm gonna explain that I heard some fucking animals, no animal noises from down there, and I think there's like some polar bear or whatever, and I'd rather it not, climbing all over the ship. So I'm just gonna lock it inside.
You give them a little fast talk, and for now they're kind of leaving you to it since you seem to be doing all right compared to Jason who lost his shit and
Yeah,
everyone else. All right, can you give
that's
me?
okay.
You know what? I'm not even gonna make you roll operate heavy machinery. You just take your time to figure it out. The crane buzzes a bit, and soon enough there's a cable going down that you can climb. It's probably set up against the wall so that you can rappel down with a little bit of ease.
Mm-hmm. I'm not even gonna check what's inside the hold one. I don't give a fuck. I just want it contained for now
Unfortunately,
until
once
people.
you go down to hold,
Yes.
oh wait, there are like itty bitty stairs. I just noticed. They're just very
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
very blurry.
That's okay. But yeah, it is. I use the rope.
Oh,
Maybe
oh,
the
they actually
stairs were
connect to
just
the
shit, but
surface too. Oh, that's interesting. Man, those are
that's
really
pretty
tiny
cool.
stairs. They look like Chinese characters, if anything.
I mean, kind of, yeah. Well, it's probably just the resolution of the thing. Did you just move the stairs, or is
No,
it just my eyes
no,
playing tricks?
no, it's just your
Okay.
eyes. You lower down to hole two.
Hmm.
You notice an unpleasant sight in the distance. The lights are on, so unfortunately, as you take a look around, just to make sure that your
Hmm.
surroundings are clear, you notice sanity check
Yep. 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 Yep.
because you
Yep.
see a pile of like dead, frozen human forms. You found the
75.
crew.
I found the crew. Yeah.
Give me a you take one sanity because this is awful, but you're like at a distance. You were kind of expecting something like this at this point, and the big creature has kind of taken the biggest chunk out of you already today.
Yeah.
But you are like, oh, okay, this needs to get solved as fast as possible because that is a lot of dead people. Some of them
Yes.
you can tell even from here are missing arms and legs,
Hmm.
but you're already aware of that something is eating people around here. So
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So, is it possible to close off hold one and then proceed to close off the others as well?
um, unfortunately, operate heavy machinery or mechanical repair as you try to figure out a way to jam these doors.
Heavy machinery is 50. Let's see. I'm just looking around. I'm not like pulling levers or anything.
No, no,
50
you're
feet.
just figuring it out.
Just about. Yeah.
You're not
Uh,
sure, but
I could burn lock
go
3
ahead.
points. So let's do that.
You figure out a way that you can twist the lever and
Mhm.
get the emergency locks in place, which is mostly meant to keep the water, like if it starts flooding, to keep the water in. You figure
Mhm.
that out. So you can lock these in place from the other side.
Okay. I would like to proceed to do so without locking myself in, ideally.
With a little bit of time and some slinking around, you're
Hmm.
inside one of the areas where there are seemingly none of those hunting creatures. You manage to lock it all up.
Hmm.
One of the doors is open, and it forces you to look into hold one, unless you particularly wish not to look there.
I'm not interested in losing any more sanity, but
You
I'll just walk past it.
you shield your eyes from what's in there.
Hmm.
If something attacks you, you'll fight it, but rather not
Yeah.
risk anything you don't have to. You close the doors, you close them slowly. Can you give me a stealth roll with a bonus die? Because you are tampering with a lot of doors and things here.
Roll 2d 100.
No, 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 no,
Eight.
no, no, no,
Oh.
no, 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 no. Just click your stealth roll,
Hmm.
the little pop up window, drag the
Hmm.
slider to +1.
2 plus 1. 41, which is. I'll have to burn one luck on this because this is so close.
If you click it, it actually shows you a little window of like you can push the roll or you can press spend luck.
Burn luck, yeah.
Click the spend luck. Yeah! I
There we
told
go.
you
And
this
now
thing
that's
is
the
awesome.
compass. It is awesome. It is very convenient.
You manage to avoid making too much sound as you do this. Click, 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 click. And on the other side, easily enough, because you've already been there. Click, 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 click. You're pretty sure you've locked it in.
Hmm.
And then presumably also do the same to the surface, where I imagine there's a door there somewhere to keep it all the cold in. Although
Yep.
technically cold tends to sink to the bottom, so
Mm. Well, that was weird.
well, you've sealed in the biggest, deadliest creature as this happened.
Yeah.
Okay, give me one more a luck check in particular.
Just specifically a luck check. Just
Click,
one
click,
D100.
click the word luck
Ah,
above your luck, because that's like rolling luck. All right. Well,
66.
things are fine. You manage to take care of this, and nothing bad happens.
All right. Fair enough. Jeez.
So what do you do now?
Well, well. I mean, we've kind of exhausted the stuff that we could do on the boat, and I'm going to say, hey, if you don't mind the corpses nearby, there's like some board games we could just hole up in the recreational room for the time being
Until
while we
what?
wait for the authorities. You know, I could probably make some stuff in the radio room and like pretend that I connect to someone or message somebody.
Okay. What do you
Because I did
actually?
message somebody. It's like, hey, we just need to wait like a day.
So you contact the Coast Guard basically.
No, no, no. I don't contact them. I pretend that I did because I contacted the Delta Green. Like,
Okay. Just I was wondering.
yeah, but I'm going to be tinkering with the radio. I'm going to say, well, I think I managed to contact it, and they said about like a day worth of time. I don't know. Obviously, I've already contacted it like hours ago, which I assume like at least a couple.
It's a little while later. Delta Green is like, okay, if you can't, if it's like you communicate like, oh, it's big, it's seemingly intelligent, and I need at least like two other people if I want to take it down.
Yeah, can I send them the picture that I snapped?
You send them the picture that you snapped.
Mhm.
I don't know how it reacts to that, like if it's visible or not. We'll just say that it is because you were holding silver and it's magic, so who fucking cares?
Yeah,
It's like you don't even know how it works, and you're just like, okay, good that it did though.
it has silver components in it, so probably that works. Unless I needed
Odds
like,
are your handler's like, oh holy shit, when you show him that
yeah.
picture because he also has to make a sanity check to see that. Ooh.
When I send it over to their Discord, I'm gonna click the little spoiler.
Hey, fun fact: if you precede the file name with spoiler, it automatically spoilers it.
I know. That's why when you repost a spoiler picture, it automatically spoilers itself and adds another spoiler tag. So if you keep reposting the thing, you're going to have spoiler, 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 spoiler JPEG, which is funny.
Spoiler.jpg.
Yes.
Your boss isn't happy that you didn't solve the problem, but over a
I
little
mean,
bit.
in my defense, I have 7 civilians over here, and I don't want to endanger them.
We're going to say that this is the part where you exit the story, regardless on how things go for you. Because you roll the luck
Probably.
check, you don't encounter any further ghouls. The creature is asleep until you leave. This is the part where we debrief, which is to say, spoilers, ahoy hoy. A fun thing about one offs is that after it's done, you can go, hey, how about we pull back the curtain and take a look at how this all went?
Okay.
So, would you like to know a lot?
Yes.
Well, first and foremost, you can give yourself your sandy ward 1d4 plus 1d6. 1d6 for surviving the derelict adventure, and 1d4 for trapping the Cyapod.
Roll 1d4
Let's see how much you get back.
plus 1d6. 6.
You know what? You could be worse, but you know you're back on your feet. You've done a good job in your own mind. You've justified it to yourself as doing good. That's an average roll actually, so that's pretty good actually. The Cyabod is so the way it works is that the Delta Green agents was asked to transport a. They thought it was dead. Slush ghoul is what they're called because they turn into slush when they're dead. Everything just devolves into this watery mixture that people can't identify as anything but water, and people just throw it out and think nothing of it. The slush ghoul, however, is part of a hunting pack, and Delta Green will very, very politely inform you that there were like half a dozen more of those things on board. Thanks for telling them.
Well, I mean, I probably warned them there's more in there.
You just got lucky you never ran into any of them because you were just quietly playing in the recreation room.
Which is good.
Yeah, fighting half a dozen of those would be very bad, especially because most of your friends would go mad.
Yeah, that's sanity saving stuff.
So the good news is,
Yes.
yeah. So it came to get back its hunting dog, this creature. It is intelligent. It has like 15 intelligence, so it's about as smart as the average person is. A little bit dumber maybe. And you could have negotiated with it. It was just hungry. Like that's what the growling was its stomach. Like it wanted to eat something fresh, presumably. Actually, we're in spoiler territory. I can just tell you, it wants fresh meat. Its creatures want fresh meat. These frozen human bodies weren't sating it. It just wanted fresh meat. I would have totally allowed you to persuade it or talk it down, but
It's like, hey, you have a little literal fucking fridge over there.
the problem is this thing is fucking deadly. Do you want to
I
see what
know.
happens if it tries to beat the shit out of you?
I mean, let's see.
It has a damage bonus of 5d6, and
Oh, jeez.
I shouldn't have to tell you. So it has 280 strength. It has
Mhm.
240 con. It has a size of 210, which is about an elephant. Everything else is kind of eh.
That's hilarious.
It has 45 hit points, by the way. The damage bonus 5d6. Let's see. Let's
So
here.
even if I blasted it right in the face as it ascended, I probably wouldn't have been able to kill it.
45 hit points. I mean, with 5 armor, you could probably like with a few good shotgun shells or like a trap, you can
Hmm.
suffocate it with CO2. The book recommends that as one of the options. Is you can try to suffocate it with CO2. You can try to swing
Yeah.
the crane at it or set up a bomb of some kind. Like there's a bunch of ways you can do this, or
Hmm.
just shoot the shit out of him. The
Yeah.
big problem is, of course, is figuring out about the silver, which because it's just you being a bit easier on it because normally you'd have more people. Anyway, this is what it normally tries to do. No, I want to roll the bow. Here you go. Normally, it takes this big ass bow. Oh, it has no ammo. It has ammo. Reload. It has one bow. There you go. Okay, it's being very difficult about this. It has 50%, so it has a pretty good chance of hitting. If it hits you, this is how much damage it does. 1d8 plus 2d6. That's painful. That will kill non-strong investigators
Yeah.
fairly easily. If it tries to fight you, it basically jumps on top of you and crushes you with 5d6 worth of damage, which will probably kill you because it's a
Yeah.
fucking
I mean,
elephant stepping on top of
it's
you.
a yes. It's just that it's an elephant that has one leg.
Besides being invisible unless you touch silver with your skin, it
Hmm.
also loses its 5 armor against silver weapons. So
Hmm.
I guess if you want to go Shadow the Colossus and everyone jumps on top of him with silver knives, you could probably do it. It's not the
Well,
best plan.
I was looking to find like exactly 5 silver knights or something.
So the way that it went, the way that the story went of the boat is it wanted its thing back. So it started to show up. The creatures climb on
Hmm.
top. The ghouls don't try to avoid attacking creatures unless they're like messing things up. They're
Hmm.
they're they're smart. They're not smart. They have like 30 intelligence, but they're smart enough to follow basic orders and keep to themselves if they have to.
Hmm.
And probably when one of them saw you, probably was either hungry or saw that you were tampering with the engine. Who knows? The Cyapod is smart enough to know what communications array is. If you like, when you get out of your boat, you'll probably notice that your communications array is shattered on your boat. Like it would have tampered with it if it knew you were there. But since it didn't, it had no reason to smash your boat.
That makes sense.
Normally, the way it goes is that you show up, you start to make a whole bunch of mess. The creature's like, "Oh, your fucking boat, smash it," and any NPCs that are still on the boat get fucking murdered in the process.
That's why I suggested just turning off the engine and just tying it to the ship or something so that it
Like
floats
by
to the
some
side.
miracle, despite making a bunch of quote unquote bad decisions, you made a whole bunch of smart decisions too.
Sounds like my life.
Unfortunately, your handler is probably going to be like, you made the bad decisions that I think are bad and the good decisions I don't care about." So,
I mean, that's fair enough. I'm just happy that I kept 7 people safe.
oh my goodness, here are actually all the options that the book recommends. The book's options are using the reefer, using the bulldozer. I think that's hilarious that you drive the fucking bulldozer into it.
That's funny.
There's a lot of ways you can take care of it. It's cute. So the ship is, again, they took the body. It wanted its boy back. It haunted the ship. The crew member, the guy, saw one of those creatures while he was shaving. He probably even saw the Cyapod at some point, and
Mhm.
he basically went insane and started breaking down the ship. The ship started to get into a slump. Eventually, things got bad. They realized something was on board and they had to kill it. But since they never figured out the silver thing, they were on such a back foot that everything went bad. The engineer was like, "We
Yeah,
can use CO2 to find them or something." They were cooking up plans but never got to there. Um,
that's fair enough. But in the end, we just blocked them off and just let them
yep.
let the people with actual guns handle it.
Delta Green during the debriefing is like, "You know what? You did all the things we didn't want you to do, but at the very least, no civilians died in excess of what already was dead when you arrived."
I mean,
So,
look, these all of these people are very famous. I didn't want them to like basically it wouldn't be like
and
an international incident of some sort.
so the story that they decide to give is
Mhm.
that one of the crew members, he was a little stressed, a little overworked, got a little too anxious.
Mhm.
And so the story they're going to go with is that he went mad, and after that, the ship was high tension, and it basically
Yes.
became a bit of a cascade. They cover it all up, and they give you the story to go with. And oh no, a polar bear went on the ship when they crashed into an iceberg because the radio operator put everyone on an edge.
Yep.
That's the story you are supposed to go with, and that's what happens on social media. They're all like, "Oh man, ship crashed because of polar bear," and it picks up so quickly that no one else does any further investigating because that's how the internet works in that day and age.
Yes. See, that's the smart thing. When you lie the same way.
So let's check out the Delta Green checklist of things you should do as your job. Did you kill
Mhm.
the monster? No, but at least you
I
kept it
killed
contained.
one.
Did any civilians die under your care? No. So that's nice. Did you stop
Mhm.
the truth from coming out? Yes.
Yes.
Somehow you did. Very good on you. So, passing grade. You did good.
It's, I mean, yeah, fair enough.
Not a perfect mission, but at the very least, Delta Green is like, this is why you're a veteran and why we want you.
Yeah, I mean, my other concern was like, hey, arm everybody with silver and just go on a killing spree,
And
murder all the monsters.
The recommendation, like the little thing at the bottom of your briefing, together with your paycheck, is like, by the way, next time you just like try not to get into trouble when you're A, alone, or B, on vacation.
Yeah,
Our vacation
exactly.
policy on this gets very weird.
Exactly.
You
Can
know,
you can you imagine you play this, but like by post or something, and then everybody is a Delta Green agent, but
nobody knows that.
nobody knows that it's like all seven, excuse me, all eight people are from different branches.
All six. The thing comes with with 6 player characters. The crewmen aren't necessarily
Hmm.
meant to be played, but yeah, I like the idea of like they're all.
It's like the entire. I mean, look, in Chicago there is at least 76 gangs that are comprised entirely of cops undercover.
I would love to run that game. Like, all right, you're a Delta Green agent, but you can't let anyone figure out what's going on. Everyone tries to cover up for everyone else.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, it's
What do
weird.
you
It's like,
mean an
oh,
alien? There's no alien.
aliens don't exist.
Why are you being
The
so
moon,
weird about this?
yeah, it's like, what's
Oh
your
my
favorite?
God, Como,
The moon doesn't exist.
you know what you do? You give them
One.
all code phrases and responses, but they're all different too. So they're all like, wait, maybe this guy's Delta Green, and they give the code phrase, and the guy's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, and
Make
it's
them
like
all mad.
that doesn't make any sense.
Gaslight them basically about
It's
whatever they Delta Green.
it would be amusing, but like it's so hard to play this way. Excuse me, it's hard to play this with just like in the party at the same time, so it would take up a lot of setup. It's like shit, turn-based or something.
Next time, Edge of
Mm.
Darkness. Since we're
Same
doing them in
characters.
order. No, this is back in 1920s times. So you can use
Okay,
old Kelko again.
that sounds fun. Helko and Isaac would be
That's
a neat like pair of characters.
You can take a friend with you if you want to. Let me just check, double check Darkness so that. Oh man, my stomach's getting roily.
You somebody DM'd Delta Green for me for a little bit
Mm-hmm.
with a buddy, and it was terrible, but it was very funny. We got kicked out of it. We got
Why?
kicked out of we got kicked out of the
Oh,
organization.
oh, I thought you got kicked out of the game.
No, 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 out of the organization. What happened is the first thing what happened is that that adventure on a farm where there's like people are feeding a tree.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so we're saving our. Let's like, how are you connected with this girl? Well, she's our cleric in D&D. We kind of can't play without her, and she went missing, so we're kind of like looking for her. And we went to this dumb farm, and they locked us up or something and tried to like sacrifice
Delightful.
us. And we stole a shotgun and we shot a bunch of people. We ran away, crushed into a tree because the lady had like monster hands or something. Anyway,
Next.
she survived, but she had to get like little prosthetic
Anyway,
hands or something.
let's.
Yeah.
Want to give closure? Oh goodness, my phone is just ringing like crazy. Let me see if this is. See if it's
Why is
anything
it ringing?
important. No, it's just buzzing. Like some. Okay. No, just a heads up for me.
Hmm.
Next time, Edge of Darkness, aka the ghost in the little house as you get from a friend. It's gonna be great. It's a real classic Call of Cthulhu adventure, in that you will probably die because you're stupid.
Yeah, I'm stupid.
I'll put out a little call out post on the regular chat, see if anyone else wants to butt in or not.
What about Pullum?
Oh, he's in the Rowcow chat, so he'll probably see it.
Okay.
If not, then he don't. But next time, Edge of Darkness, aka a haunted house. Help a man's dying wish to be freed of a curse or something like that. I need to read it over again because it's been a while since I've read this. And I'm gonna prepare all the handouts, and then we'll have some fun. There, I'm not gonna go to the bathroom, and then